Hello, and welcome back to the Tea and Soju C-Drama Podcast, your safe spot for C-Drama chatter. I'm your host, Liliana, and it's time to sit back, grab your tea, and let's chat Asian dramas. In today's episode, we are finally going to be reviewing Pursuit of Jade, and I am joined by Jess and Carol. But just before I hand it over to them, just some housekeeping. If you like the podcast, please like, share, and subscribe on the platform you listen on. That really helps the podcast reach other listeners. For more content, check out Patreon, where you can find behind the scenes, first impressions, Zoom meetups, and more. Finally, if you'd like to chat to me or find a community, check out Discord, Instagram, and other socials. The link is in the episode notes. Now, neither of these ladies will be, new to you. They're both very present on the podcast, but I'll let them go ahead and introduce themselves. Who's going first? Jess, Carol, who's jumping in first?
I'm guessing that's me. Hi, lovely people. It's Carol K-Dramasmusings on Instagram. I'm very excited to be here, and the way I am prepared to talk about this show. I'm excited to be here. Thank you for inviting me. And yeah, Jess.
Hi, my name is Jess. I host the Daebak K-Rambles Podcast. I'm 1/3 of the drama trio, and I'm really, really excited to be here. I think there was a point where I wasn't going to be on, and then I don't know, I might have invited myself, but I'm totally down to clown.
Yeah. So initially this was going to be a myself and Carol podcast, and then Jess was like, I will jump on, because she started it and she was like, I love this, and she jumped on, so it turned into us three, and I'm so happy. I think this trio is going to be a great one to review this drama. We're pumped. We have lots of notes, so many notes. We have lots of things to get through, and I think it's going to be a great episode. So good. I normally ask guests what they've been watching. For me recently, like nothing really. Like this is where we're living. We're living in Pursuit of Jade land. I did start Love Beyond the Grave. Unfortunately, it's not hitting the way I hoped it would.
Oh no.
But here we are. Rebirth, I do want to try it. Carol has already vetoed it, and I tend to align with Carol's views on dramas.
Oh
So
god.
that makes me a little bit worried about it. But what have you guys been watching recently?
I have been watching Climax. I've been watching Pursuit of Jade. Listen, Pursuit of Jade in audiobook, in ebook, in TikTok edits, and Instagram, like just supremacy.
Yeah.
Pursuit of Jade. And I feel like I've been watching something. Oh, I just finished the Practical Guide to Love. That's a
Okay.
K-drama on Viki, which was very cute. Yeah, that's what I got going on.
Okay. Well, I have just finished watching the K-drama Chicago Typewriter, which will be coming down the pike for the podcast, Daebak Podcast. We're going to do a review on it. I just started The Princess Royal, which is also with Jung Ling He, and I think I'm 6 episodes into that one. It's good. It's good. I see you laughing.
Because it's not Pursuit of Jade.
It's not Pursuit of Jade, but I like it. I genuinely do
I
like
liked it.
It's fine. I am in the middle of watching Love Between Lines. It's kind of on hold until like after this weekend. Then I'll return to it. I've watched like 23 out of 28 episodes. I'm almost done with it. Yeah, I'm really close to being done with it. And then I'm also watching Affinity. I haven't pressed play on the next episode in like over a week, but Affinity is like god awful trash. It is really, really addicting though to press play on the next episode, especially because each episode is only like 20 minutes. So you fly through it and you're like, what the hell did I just watch? And then the next one starts playing and you're like, I guess I'll just stick around. This is me through the first 14 episodes, and there's 40 episodes. Honestly, I can't in good faith recommend it to anybody. It's honestly terrible. It's terrible. And then I'm also watching a couple of Western shows. I pressed play over Easter weekend with my family on episode 1 of Severance because we found out that my dad has been paying for Apple TV Plus and none of us knew. So we were like, what the hell? We can watch Apple TV Plus shit. So then we press play on Severance and everyone is confused. And I think that's the point. And we don't know what's going on. But I'm like, I'm intrigued enough to continue watching Severance. Everyone and their mom who's watched Severance says it's amazing 10 out of 10 show. And then we also press play on Monarch Legacy of Monsters, which if you are a Godzilla fan, that's the show to watch. It is all about the Titans, all of those monsters from Kong Skull Island and King Kong and all of those what is it, Godzilla versus King Kong, that movie that came out a few years ago. That was a train wreck. But anyway, this is that same family, that same ecosystem, and it's pretty good so far. I really like it. I think we're 3 episodes into season 1. And then if you're a fan of the like a father and son duo, Wyatt and Russell, something Russell. Oh my god, the Disney kid. I feel so bad. Can you guys
clue.
Oh god, I feel so bad. I forgot their names. It's Wyatt, Goldie Hawn's dude,
No
Kurt
idea.
Russell and
Oh,
Wyatt
okay.
Russell
Mhm.
are co-starring in the show because it's covering 2 different timelines, like the past and the present. And Wyatt plays the younger version of Kurt Russell's older present day character. And I'm like, you know what? This is 10 out of 10 already, because who is going to do that except for this funky family? And I love it. They have the same mannerisms, the same exact face, and I'm having a ball. I love big monsters.
I
Sue
love
me.
that. Might I
I love that for you.
recommend Dr. Brain? That
Dr.
was
Brain.
Lee
Kim
Sung
Soon.
Kyun's.
Oh, Lee Sung Kyun. Yeah.
Oh, it was so good. It was so good. And
That's
it's
an
only on
Apple.
Apple TV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, bet. So I'm watching a lot actually compared to
You are.
Juliana.
I'm down to like
Yeah.
3 shows at this point.
That's
I
crazy.
I don't even know. That's so rare for me to be down to so little on my watch list, because like I'm watching One Piece and Taxi Driver, but those are
Really
things that I
back burner,
watch.
I'm sure.
Well, no, they're not back, but it's just things that I watch with my partner. We just
Oh,
don't
right.
have a lot of time to like watch, so we don't get through a lot of it.
Oh.
But I think
You're
we're
not
like 8
blasting through
episodes.
episodes.
Yeah, I think we're like 8 episodes into Taxi Driver season 2, which to him, it's his favorite K-drama that he's ever watched out of everything that he's watched.
Taxi
Like
Driver.
the Taxi Driver, yeah, the Taxi Driver franchise
With
is like
Lee-Jae-in?
he loves it. Yes, he
Well, I
loves
love
it. He
Lee-Jae-in.
just loves it. So
As does
so yeah.
Caitlin.
Caitlin really likes Taxi Driver too, and
Yeah.
Lee-Jae-in.
Yes. So I'm sure stuff will come about. I was telling Carol, I think April's going to be a K-drama month. I don't necessarily think it's going to be a C-drama month, but then again,
Who's watching Perfect
K-dramas are
Crown?
yes, I
Who's
will be
watching it?
pressing play. Yeah.
Yeah, I see.
Carol's like, oh,
Like hesitant. Yeah, because I am
Oh.
praying a hedge of protection over that show. I hope it's good. I want it to be good. I don't want
I
it to be a
really want it
flop.
to be
I don't want it to be sucky.
I really want it to be good. I really, really
I don't
want it to be
know.
good.
I don't
I
know.
really want it
I
to
told
be
you guys I got
good.
the ick from one of the promo teasers. And I
Yeah,
was like,
yeah.
no. But I think the tone has to be light. It has to be a rom-com. And that's what I think they're pushing
Surely.
now versus more serious makjang, like stupid but serious as a heart attack kind of deal. I don't want that tone. I want the rom-com.
I want
agree.
the rom-com tone. I really want the rom-com tone.
They have to get it
Oh.
They
right.
have to, but
Oh.
I don't know. They had both tones in the promo teasers
That's
and
true.
trailers, so I'm a little worried about it, but whatever.
But anyways, segue into Pursuit of Jade. The real reason why nobody's moving on and are living on a diet of edits and books and whatever they can find to put their hands on. Because this drama I think it also has polarized a lot of people, which has been very interesting. It's not the drama that I thought would split the fandom in this way.
I agree. Also, it seems to be a lot of people's first C dramas.
There's
very
always,
first
I
one for
say
a lot of people.
this,
Yes.
I say this every year. There is a C drama that hits it big and brings in a new wave of C drama watchers. A lot of them will be K drama watchers that are branching out and like they see this. Usually it's on Netflix because it'll push it and people will branch out from there. Hidden Love did that. Love Between Fairy and Devil did that. Last year we probably had Prisoner of Beauty. No, the year before, was it last year? Last year, Prisoner of Beauty, Love in the Clouds, and then you have like, I feel like every year there's a drama that comes about, and then there's like this new wave of C dramas that come with it. We'll see whatever else comes for this year, because if we're only in April and we're already getting this type of drama,
dare I say, is this the best drama of 2026? I don't know.
Look,
I don't know.
It'll top my, like, it'll be my top 3. There is no way this isn't going to be an Eras drama for me. There's just no way.
There's
Look,
no way.
watch me at the end in December recording my like roundup of the year and being like, oh, what happened? It's either going to go really well or it's going to go really bad. So we shall see. Should we get into this? Right. I actually went and grabbed the synopsis from Drama Wiki because it was better than the MDL one. Like, so we went there instead. So the synopsis reads: Fan Chang-yu, a butcher's daughter, and Shi Zhang, a fallen noble, run into each other in a snowstorm. The orphan Chang-yu wants to become the family head, while Zhang needs to go incognito to avenge a blood feud from 17 years ago. Each with their motives, they stage a marriage of convenience that blossoms into true love. However, by a cruel twist of fate, war forces them apart. She ventures into the battlefield with her butcher's knife, searching for her family, her husband, and justice, while he, now restored to his former status as a powerful noble, protects his country, his love, and the truth. Reunited on the battlefield, the two join forces to uncover the truth. Fearless of death and undaunted by authority, finally they return home, staying true to their original vision. God, this is gonna go great, isn't it?
Not staying true to the original virgin.
This is gonna go great.
There's like a part 1 and part 2, though. It very clearly
Yes, I think so. It definitely, well, the show feels that way too, doesn't it? So,
yep.
So I feel like the synopsis kind of goes into that. So this is adapted from the web novel Zu Yu, which translates to Chasing Jade, and it was written by Tuan Zi Lai Shi. It was filmed from the 15th of December 2024 to the 22nd of April 2025, which means it's around about almost a year to the date of wrap to release, which is fairly common, time period. It's 40 episodes of about 40 minutes. It currently holds a 9.1 on MDL and it holds a 6.5 on Douban. Look, a 6.5f on Douban is technically not that bad. It's
Douban
technically
is so
not that bad.
harsh. They are so
Douban
harsh over there.
Douban is.
They're brutal. Somewhere in between is the truth. Between MDL's inflated numbers and Douban's really low. Somewhere in the middle.
Hold on. What do you mean inflated number?
MDL
not for this show.
Not for this show, but always has inflated numbers.
That's true.
I mean, generally.
Generally it does. Like sometimes I do be looking at MDL like sideways thinking, what are these people on? Why are we so high for this type of show?
I agree.
But Vicky ratings are even worse. Like nothing is, Vicky, something's bad if it's below a 9.
You're right. You're absolutely right. I think you skipped the aired. It aired from March 6th to March 26th.
Oh, I did, didn't I?
Of 2026.
Yeah, so it did air 6th of March 2026 to 26th of March 2026. This is just, it is an Aichi and Tencent production. So it is a joint production, which means both platforms own it, and obviously both platforms distributed it. I wanted to put in, I don't know if I should put this in here or later, but I thought this was a really, really fun fact. It's one of the things that a lot of people talked about this was that it's unbelievable that a female could fight that way or could be that way. In fact,
we're doing this now? We're doing this now.
Well,
okay.
Put it here. I probably should have put it later, but I just introduced it here because it's more to do with the background of the character itself, because the character is actually inspired by a female female general called Yang Yu, and she's a Ming Dynasty female general who actually led a lot of armies well into her 70s, which is
Wow.
crazy. She's a
70s.
Wow.
really renowned female general in Chinese history, and the author actually picked up that specific, and that's what she based Fan Changyu's character on.
Okay. Well,
Like her fighting prowess and whatnot. So for those saying that
oh, yeah.
females
Can't be
are
done.
unbelievable,
You know,
I'm just saying.
my take is this. Fang Yu is, the claim is that she's too small to be so strong. And first of all, they portray her like a superhero in this show. She's got Herculean mystic strength. That's her thing. No one thinks, oh, all of that strength is locked inside this tiny body. That's the thing. That's the irony, right? Second of all, I consider her like a ballerina, like dainty and graceful and beautiful, but unbelievably strong and athletic for sure. So that was my take, was like twofold, where it's like, number one, it's not that serious. This is supposed to be hyperbole. And then number two, ballerinas have insane amount of strength and are still very elegant and dainty looking. So I'm not sure what you want. It is what it is.
Also,
I agree with you. And also when you see that sort of thinking when, what's his name? Goshen comes to the village and he hears about Feng Chengyu and he has an image of a butcher in his head,
That's
and it's the complete opposite. So the show itself mentions it and tries to explain it or make fun of it in some way.
That
Although
was
I
a
have
little
thoughts.
offensive, though.
It was.
That
No,
was-
that's
that
why
was
I
very
said,
offensive.
although I have thoughts. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
because that portrayal was a bit too much. But yeah,
It was
we'll get
very
to it.
stereotypical and
Yeah.
almost cruel, I would say.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. His
Yeah.
imagination of the butcher girl that Xie Zheng has married is they used a plus size actress and she's acting in this very barbaric way. It's played for
It was-
comedy, but it felt very unnecessary. It felt like it was hitting below the belt, and that's all I'll say about that.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
If I had a nitpick and you brought it up so early in this recording,
We'll just get it out of the way, shall we?
but I'll get it out of the way. That's a nitpick I have. Yeah.
The reason why I wanted to kind of introduce this here was more, it's because it's something that is linked to the novel itself rather than the show. Because obviously the show takes liberties and changes up the novel, but this is, the original character is what it's based on. And
The historical figure.
Now this show can be watched anywhere and everywhere.
Everywhere. Matter
So
of
it's
fact,
available on WeTV, Tencent, Netflix, and iQIYI. This was directed by the wonderful Zhang Qingji, and he's only been directing since 2016. So he's not
10 years.
Yeah. 10 years. But I think what really makes him
Space.
shine as a director is the fact that he started in a lot of like small web dramas, like the short dramas. Some of those include The Killer is also a romantic from 2022, A Familiar Stranger from 2022.
Wait, these are web dramas?
Yeah, these are short dramas. These are like the 20-minute episode dramas. These are not.
He's doing Affinity, basically, this whole time.
Yeah. What? No. Let's not put these in the same category as
Because
Affinity, please, because these are actually
Listen.
really good. These are very, very
These
good.
are quality short dramas.
Yes.
Okay.
This is like, if somebody came up to me and was like, what short dramas would you recommend? These are actually 3 top picks for me. So actually A Familiar Stranger, it stars Chang Lei. So it's like where
Say
Chang
less.
Lei kind of started
less.
his moves. It was in short dramas. And A Familiar Stranger is famously known for his character in there. Butterflied Lover is another one where it's a short drama, and the shots and everything in between, you can tell it's the same director as Pursuit of Jade right from the get-go. Because even on, and the reason why, it's even on such a small budget, he's able to do so much with,
He's scrappy.
these short episodes. Especially Butterflied Lover is extremely well shot as well. I really, really like these three. Are all short dramas, and they're all dramas I've watched and enjoyed. And then obviously we have Blossom from 2024, which you can tell it's directed by the same person as Pursuit of Jade. I feel like there's like certain shots as well that are very,
Blossom
very
is so
similar.
good.
It's so good. It is.
Yeah.
It is. So, what's like your experience with this director? Because for me, I will sing his praises, especially after Pursuit of Jade, because I just think, it's so well shot, and the camera does a lot of talking in this drama, I feel like.
It does.
So yeah, what are your guys' thoughts about this director?
I think he's a genius. Listen, I was sitting there. Okay, background. When I was a kid, I always said I wanted to sponsor a kid to go to Korea and go learn cinematography and K-dramas and variety shows.
Oh.
Now that's changed. I need this guy to do, like, first off, masterclass. Shout out to masterclass. I need you to get him to do a couple of episodes for you talking about cinematography, setting up a shot, setting up a frame, storytelling with frames, because he is so good. I was so in love with the set, and I'm not going to shade another show that did a set that didn't hit. With this set,
Why don't you just call it out right now, though? You're among friends.
When life gives you tangerines. But
now I know why she didn't want to say it.
It's a hot take. It's a hot take.
It is
a hot take.
I support all hot takes.
So I will keep it there. But this village that he's created, and the set designer and everyone has created, felt really magical and felt real and felt like I could walk in and touch and feel and smell. It just felt magical. And the way he presented it too, each frame, the details in the frame, even when there were mistakes, it still didn't take me out of it. So I loved him. So I love him so much. I hope he does more. I hope he gets every kind of budget he ever wants just because he's making a show. Yeah.
Okay, well, my experience is very similar to Carol's. I love this director, and I really haven't watched him that much. I've watched Blossom, which I thought was also like really good show, very beautiful. But there was something about this show, Pursuit of Jade, Chasing Jade, however you want to call it, that was very tactile, that was very atmospheric. It had so much detail in every shot, and the production design was immaculate. I thought it was beautiful, and they made it so seamless, like the CGI or the blue screen that they used, because they weren't filming like in the mountains. They weren't filming in a mountain village. They were all filming on a set, and then we're kind of zeroing in on like the first half of the show where they're in this small village, and it's so cool. It feels very immersive, and I loved that they had so many extras in the show. Like, bring back extras. We're in an era where people don't hire for extras. They just use AI. They just use like blow up dolls. They just use anything but real people. And this show is extra. And I love that about it. I love that everything. I want to zero in on the battle scenes, because I thought those were amazing. Those were really well choreographed with the way the camera was moving around the space. And I know this might be too early, because I think might be part 2 territory, talking about the first battle that Fang Chengyu is in. But that one with the catapults and the fire and everything, and everyone just running around, and it felt very Gladiator to me, like the first battle in Gladiator, which is so iconic and really cool to watch. It felt big. It felt that scale in a C-drama, and that was so strange to me that I'm watching this and I'm like, this is a Chinese drama, and it feels so much bigger than that.
Yeah, I
And
think
not to invoke
this
Gladiator,
director.
like one of the best movies of all time, but like
Yeah.
it did feel like I was watching something amazing, really iconic and well thought out. And
I think this director just gets it. I think he just knows how to show not only his actors best.
I would love to know
You
who
know.
his DP is. Like maybe that's somewhere online that we can find. But him and his director of photography are working in tandem to bring us what it looks like on screen, to make sure that everything is seamless, to make sure that we're not like ew or icked out by anything on screen. Everything felt, storyboarded and intentional, like I said before. And he uses color so much in this show.
Oh my God. And his use of like windows and light and, just this warmer tone and versus like a darker tone, it just works so incredibly
or orange and blue.
well. Yes.
I love that. I love that, like orange for warmth and blue for cold and isolation, and to show how the characters are feeling in any given moment. There's some certain scenes that I'm like, this is made because of the change in lighting. It really sings because of the choices that they're making behind the camera.
I think this is one of those dramas where the camera work and how it's being shot and how it's being lit tells its own story, and it adds to the drama rather than it being, just something that is there. I think it's probably, I loved a lot of things about this drama, but how it was shot and how it was directed is probably up there with one of the things that I loved about it. And, if you do want to watch anything else from this director, I recommend, go and check out those shorter dramas just to see what he can do with a short drama. And I think they're only like, 20 episodes of 18 minutes or something like that. They're really
15 minutes?
18. I think they're about 18 or something. There really is not that much. They are short dramas, but he packs a lot, and they're well directed. They don't, the camera does it justice just as much as
it's artistic.
It's not Pursuit of Jade level quite yet, because it doesn't have the budget that he did for Pursuit of Jade, I'm sure.
Is this an S+ show?
This, I don't think so. Well,
I don't think it is, but then I was like,
I don't think it is because it doesn't feel like an S+ show. I think it does because the way it's shot and the way it's done, but I don't think it's been promoted in that way, although it did get very much pushed in that direction. So
the
successful. Killer Yes. The Killer is also romantic is actually 18 episodes of 12 minutes. So it's even shorter. And so and A Familiar Stranger, which is the one with Chongle, is 18 episodes of 12 minutes. So that's what I mean. They are very, very short, but he does so incredibly well with them that if you want something, and obviously Blossom is there, but I think a lot of more people have watched Blossom already.
Yeah.
So
it's really brought a spotlight on the rest of his filmography, so people are looking for more. They're digging deep.
I agree.
So Screenwriter, this is a female screenwriter, and her name is Soju, and she has been in the business since 2010. Now she's done some very big dramas, including The Rise of the Phoenixes from 2018, No Boundary from 2021, Love Like the Galaxy from 2022, and Coroner's Diary from 2025. Now, if the drama trio have reviewed Love Like the Galaxy. We all equally loved it. I think Carol also has watched it and loved it.
Have a Love Like the Galaxy episode, and then a few years later, we did the re-Love Like the Galaxy with the drama trio on your podcast, Liliana, on Tea Soju. Yes. So there's like a lot of Love Like the Galaxy content out there.
Yes.
It is so freaking good.
You
have to watch Love Like the Galaxy. It's amazing. Yeah. I love the screenwriter. If you haven't watched The Rise of Phoenixes, get to step in. It is so good. Have you guys?
It's on my list. It's on my list to watch.
I've seen it.
Masterpiece.
I think I'm gonna have to put it on the podcast to review, because that's the way that I need that. bring things up. I think I might just crank it out for season 5, put it on the list for season 5. Maybe I need to bring you both and be like, can we watch Rise of the Phoenixes?
I'm there.
Anybody?
I'm down.
A long show? Because I think I think it's like, is it a 70 episode? I think it's a long one, isn't it? Yeah. I think it's a long one. But it's definitely on my to watch list. Like, this screenwriter, not only is she a woman, because look, women know how to write stuff a lot of the time. You can tell when something has been written by a woman. I just feel like you can.
You can tell when a man has been written by a woman.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I actually watched No Boundary from 2021. It's a xianxia, and it's one of those rare xianxias where the male lead is actually a human and the female lead is a goddess, and they fall in love, but actually they investigate a lot of cases together and whatnot. It's one of those types. And I actually ended up really, really enjoying it. Not a lot of people talk about it. Not a lot of people even know it exists, because the cast isn't really like big cast or anything like that.
Yeah.
So it kind of like flies under the radar a lot of the time. But I loved Love Like the Galaxy. Corridor's Diary was also a really, really good drama. So yeah, I really like this screenwriter, and now with Pursuit of Jade under her belt, like, I just cannot wait to see where else she goes. She'll be one of those where I put on my list of like to look out for. So yeah, what are your guys' experiences like? We've already talked about some of the
I've already
dramas,
said my piece.
Yeah, the Rise of the Phoenixes for me. It was long, but it was fantastic. They
Worth
had this
it.
shot in there that lives rent-free in my head. It's like, no spoilers, go watch it. It's worth it. It's just a subtle seduction, almost touching, but not touching.
I know exactly what scene you're talking about. I
It
know
can
exactly
only
what scene you're talking about.
by a
No,
woman.
but only by a woman.
Yeah.
This is making me
there's
want to go
nothing
like
happening.
press play now.
It
Because
lives
like, you know,
rent-free.
exactly. See, those are the dramas you know are really good. Is if you watched it years ago and you haven't rewatched it or anything like that, but as soon as you talk about, like, you bring up the name, you're like, that scene, and it's
Yes.
you know it exactly in your head.
They're like
That's
in a
the
room
kind of drama
with like lots of curtain, like sheer curtains. Am I on
Yes.
it? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my
girl.
God. Stop
Girl.
it.
We have to
Stop
rewatch Rise
it.
of Phoenixes.
Can we please make this a thing? Can we please make...
Let's
I'm
make it a
bringing-
thing. Let's make it a
I'm
thing.
bringing you both
Because
in.
I need to go back. I just need to go back. And then Love
Okay.
Like the Galaxy.
Love
Oh
it. What hasn't been
my
said?
God.
What hasn't been said?
Oh my God. I think I just made a video on Instagram trying to give people recommendations because they're feeling lost. My bad, listeners. If you follow me, I was hyping up Pursuit of Jade and then it ended and then I just went silent and I didn't say anything till someone DM'd me like, yo, you can't just leave us hanging. So I
Aftercare.
gave
Aftercare.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I gave recommendations and I mentioned Love Like the Galaxy. It is a magical
No notes.
show.
No notes. It's great.
No, no. It's 10 out of 10.
Everything's been
Ugh.
said. So
Yeah.
that's
Wow.
it for me.
Yeah, it's one of those shows where
There's before Love Like the Galaxy,
yeah,
and
then there's
after
after.
Love Like the
There's
Galaxy.
after. And I
In
think
much the same way that I'm sure people are thinking there's before Pursuit of Jade,
Pursuit of
and then
Jade
there's
and then
Pursuit
after.
of Jade.
Yeah.
Yo,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean,
Wow.
Ling Boy. Ugh.
Kind of
Ling
jealous of
Boy.
the writer.
You're jealous of the talent?
Yeah.
She's
That's
really good.
amazing.
You know, it's one thing to write a great show. There's another thing to have it be directed great and casted perfectly, and budget is perfectly adequate for what you need for the require. Listen, it's like a confluence of things that happens exactly the way it's supposed to for this lady, and I'm so happy for her. Like, she really does her big one every
She's
time.
got it going on.
Yeah,
she absolutely does. Let's move on to the cast, and I've only put the two main leads down because you could go into all the other ones, other characters.
Because
and
let's just say it right now, everybody is beautiful in this show. Everybody is hot. No face scars declining on this show.
No.
And it's shocking.
Also,
it's shocking.
It's shocking that everybody's good looking.
There's at least one person where you're like,
But also, the good thing about this drama, and it doesn't always consistently happen, is yes, the main couple has a really good line, but actually, other characters also have really
They are.
interesting stories. And that doesn't always happen because
Nope.
secondary cast are usually used as fodder for the story. That's not the case here, I don't think.
I
They're all
think
pretty well
Uncle
formed.
Wei needs his own spin-off.
Oh my gosh, yes. He's so good like why is the minister so good looking? I
When
don't
I saw that
understand.
man, I was like, but wait, let's talk about Uncle. Let's talk about Theo over here because he's so fine.
An age appropriate person,
Yeah.
please.
I was like, you don't have to change nothing about yourself,
Yeah.
baby. No.
But you know what? I think it's the facial hair because I've seen
I
him
agree.
like without the facial hair. It
You
doesn't
know
hit as
what?
much. It
You
doesn't
know
hit as
what?
much.
I'll say this. I know we haven't brought him up yet, but he's coming in a second. Zhang Ling He. I'm watching him in The Princess Royal. The first episode where it's supposed to be like 40 years old and he's got the goatee on. I was like, but wait, wait. I'm there. I'm signing up. Like that man looked fine as shit. With
He's
As
gonna
he
fusion
should.
age like wine. He's
Oh
gonna
my
age like
God.
fine wine, I feel.
Girl, I was all about it. And then when they went back in time and he was young again, no facial hair, I was like, okay,
Bring back the
that's
facial
fine.
hair, please.
But I was living. I was living for those few minutes where he was like 40 years old and the facial hair. I'm blushing. I'm blushing. Like,
Oh, God.
anyway,
I'm kicking my
please.
feet.
I know.
Yes,
I know.
yes.
Okay, take it
Oh,
away,
well.
Liliana.
Right. Tian Chi-wei is our female lead. She has been acting since 2017 and she actually graduated from Shanghai Theatre Academy. So she didn't just stumble across this medium. She is in fact trained to, act and
Yeah,
whatnot. And she has done things such as Lovely Us from 2020, Be My Cat from 2021, which is a ridiculous name. New Life Begins from 2022, Romance on the Farm from 2023, and Moonlight Reunion from 2025. Now, for me personally, I've always enjoyed her. I haven't always enjoyed her shows necessarily, but I've
Oh.
always liked her as an actress and the characters that she's done. For me, I always love New Life Begins. I just think it's such like a cis-mance. It's all about the women. It's all about her character and the friends she kind of builds. So New Life Begins was previously my favorite role of hers. Now that's all changed. Like Pursuit of Jade has like cemented her in.
Yeah,
I think she's going to be one to watch where she goes with her career, especially because of like what she has already. So Lovely Us is like a youth romance drama. It's a
of
short
course.
one. Be My Cat is kind of like a more, I don't know, silly rom-com of sorts. And then
Okay.
like she starts to build on that. And then now with Pursuit of Jade, I feel like it's a little bit more of it's not a historical, like it's a bit more serious compared to her other dramas that she's done. So I'm excited to see where her career goes. Can we just put it out there? She is incredibly strong. Yes, she does carry Zhang Linghe on her back by herself, unaided. So, she is actually that strong. Because, like, I've seen videos of her where she's kind of like just picking something up, and you see all the muscle in her arm. Like, she is a very
She's strong.
athletic person.
She's fit.
So, she's small, but she's mighty. Let's put it that way. So, what are your guys' thoughts about this actress and, what have you seen her in?
Take it away, Carol.
Honestly, this is my first time seeing her. So,
Really?
yeah, I don't think I've
Nice.
seen her in anything else. So, I really enjoyed this and loved this. She has such beautiful eyes. Although sometimes I think with the progression of the story, you sort of see the light in her eyes die, and you
Mm-hmm.
just get these
A little bit.
round
Yeah.
orbs, which is understandable. But she did amazing. She did amazing. She's very athletic. I watched the behind the scene videos where she's practicing her
Training.
training, and I was like, damn. It's not like you're
No.
just, oh, you're not giving it 50%. She's like going in, and I'm like, I can feel the body pain the next day from here.
Yeah,
So shout
just
out to
stock
her.
up
She
on the
did.
Aleve for me. Um,
Exactly.
So I thought that I had never seen her before. It felt like I was seeing her for the first time. But then when I saw the list of dramas that she's been in, I was like, oh, wait, I saw her in Romance on the Farm from 2023. But I had never finished Romance on the Farm. So I guess that's where the disconnect was, because I saw her for like half the show and then dropped Romance on the Farm from 2023. I really loved Tian Shui. I thought she really excelled in this role. I guess this is a testament to the casting of the show, because it felt like the show was written for her, written for Ling He as well. Yeah, I loved it. I love a strong female character. I love someone who is kind of a bimbo in the way she's portrayed in the show. A lot of the time she doesn't have a lot of, schooling or education, but she makes up for that with heart. She makes up for that with loyalty. She makes up for that with obviously her brute strength, which we already talked about earlier. But I loved her. She was great.
She is. As for the male lead, we obviously have Zhang Linghe.
Yeah.
Now, he has only been acting since 2020, and this man
And thank God.
parachuted.
And you know what? And went up, thank God. Because
Yes,
we
yes,
almost
because
lost
he
him to electrical
parachuted.
engineering.
Yes.
Do I
So
have that
he
right?
actually does have a degree. He's brainy as heck. So he is.
He
Like,
is.
God has favorites. This is why we say that, because absolutely God has favorites, and Zhang Linghe is on that list, because not only does he have the smarts to back it up, but the man is incredibly good
He's
looking.
intelligent. Yeah.
Yeah, and he has only been acting since 2020, so just shy, about 6 years. And let me tell you, as someone who watched his very first show while it was airing in 2020, he has come such a long way.
Wow.
And I feel like it's very unfair for people to go in on his acting when A, he has no training whatsoever, and B, a lot of these people haven't even seen where he's come from, because if you watch Maiden Holmes, which was his very first show, you will see that the man has improved so much, like leagues and beyond where he first started. Like, you can feel he's very green in Maiden Holmes. That is not the case in his later shows, I don't think. And yeah, people will be like, oh, it's just because he's a favorite of yours. Do like him, but I think you have to be able to look at somebody's trajectory and like give props when props are needed. And in this case, I do think he has improved a lot. So he's been in things such as Maiden Holmes from 2020. He also did Sparkle Love from 2020, which I also have watched. It's the most ridiculous show ever. I don't necessarily recommend it. So the show follows the female lead who, if she gets above a certain like heat temperature and she gets, flustered and whatnot, she sends out these shots that makes people fall in love with her. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. And I watched this show fully, and he's a swimmer, and she happens to like sparkle him, and he gets intoxicated with her basically, and like falls in love. It is the most ridiculous show ever. If you want to see Zhang Linghe be absolutely green as heck, that's the show. I wouldn't recommend it, but that's where he's coming from. So yeah. Don't judge. I did finish it. Please don't judge.
I'm not judging you. Not judging you.
You're judging the show. Yeah, judge the show. Absolutely judge the show. He was also in My Journey to You from 2023, Story of Kooning Palace from 2023, The Princess Royal from 2024, and The Best Thing from 2025, where nobody complained about nobody complained about how good looking he was in The Best Thing. Everybody was praising that.
About that. But also, should be a land acknowledgement in here for Love Between Fairy and Devil. He is the second male lead in that show from 2022, which did gangbusters, brought another generation of C-drama fans into the mix, because that was the show of the year in 2022. And he was
the plastic headpiece. I will never.
No.
Did we review that show?
Yes, we reviewed it. You and me, Carol.
Yeah.
There we go.
Gosh.
It's all coming
Yeah.
full circle.
It's all coming full circle because me and Carol always like jump in on these C-dramas. Well, I would say jump in like to get our thoughts out there because
Yeah.
we're constantly watching stuff all the time. But now that I'm talking, I will say I have watched My Journey to You. There's a drama trio review on My Journey to You from 2023. I've watched Story of Kuning Palace also from 2023. So it was like a 1-2 hit there that year. I love Story of Kuning Palace.
Oh my god, it's so good.
Love it. You know what I love? When Zhang Ling-he is like a little spicy, like he's a little, maybe a lot red, just red
God,
flag.
he's so red.
When he's
so red.
Just a little toxic, I'm like, yeah, that's it right there. And call me toxic, I don't freaking care. But I have watched those. Plus, I'm currently watching The Princess Royal. I feel like I've said that 5 times. But Carol, talk to me about Zhang Ling-he.
I think I've watched the same things you have. I watched The Best Thing, Princess Royal, Story of Kuning Place, My Journey to You, Love Between Fairy and Devil. That's where I start with him. I haven't
start
gone.
there.
Yeah,
Same.
I haven't gone below that. I loved him in everything I've watched. Now, Love Between Fairy and Devil, obviously,
I thought he was hot then.
Yeah,
let me just set the
we
record
did.
straight. We all 3 of us knew that Zhang Ling-he was hot. He was sexy. The historical record is there.
Yes.
But here's what I'll say. He is breathtakingly beautiful in Pursuit of Jade.
So
breathtakingly beautiful. This is like levels we have never seen before, like Leonardo DiCaprio in Titanic levels of gorgeous, Keanu Reeves in like Speed or Point Break kind of beautiful, Matthew McConaughey in How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days beautiful, Justin Bieber 10 years ago in 2016 kind of gorgeous, Charlie Hunnam in Sons of Anarchy or Pacific Rim, take your pick. Orlando Bloom in the early aughts. Like if Zhang Ling-he caught me in the early aughts when I was a teenager or a preteen, he would be plastered all over my bedroom. I'd be buying Teen Beat just for him. You know what I'm saying? I've never seen anything like that. This was like Brad Pitt in anything at all. Like special emphasis on Fight Club, River Runs Through It, Legends of the Fall, and Troy. Maybe even Meet Joe Black and Interview with a Vampire. I was mesmerized by this man in this show. And I don't know if you guys had a similar experience. I have crazy eyes right now, but I think everybody and their mom had the same experience.
No, I have notes. When he wakes up,
I love
listen,
this.
when he wakes up, when she brings him, Chen Yu brings him home, and he wakes up the first time, and he's just sitting, leaning kind of like this, and the sun, oh my God.
Just
and
hits.
then when he's in the pigsty and she opens up the lights
and the
towards
light is hitting him and he's looking up so like tenderly and innocently, and like tectonic plates are shifting. Okay,
this is
he's
magic is happening.
He's metamorphosing right before our eyes. Okay, he's captivating. And I don't know, is this a career apex? I don't know. Maybe it could be. Yeah.
But this is who I would tell the kids Jesus was. Like there's no other thing you can give, honestly. This is who he was, and this is who they'll know. And
I have to say, word on the wigs. This wig was perfect. All the wigs were really good in the
so
show.
Good.
His wig,
and the
perfect
strut
for him. No, the slut strands. Where do we leave the such
perfection?
And he had slut strands in My Journey to You,
but
I think it was offset by the headband. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Canceled each other out.
I think also, let's put it this way. A lot of people look, Love Between Fairy and Devil, even My Journey to You, not quite as far back. But Love Between Fairy and Devil and all those, that was like 4 years ago. The man is only 28, right?
Yeah,
so he was 24, possibly when he was doing those Love Between Fairy and Devil and whatnot. He's growing and he's changing.
I'm telling you.
Look, I've said it before and I'll say it again. He's going to age like
age.
fine wine. He really is going to age like fine wine. And also, this director grabbed a pot of gold and just like dumped it on him and like elevated him from this like
director said, hey, you're a good looking kid, watch this shit, and
let's make you look even.
Lit him, but everybody really well. He found everyone's great angles, the most
Oh.
perfect angles for everybody. And he put in the work. I don't know what he did necessarily to land on this outcome, but do it again. Keep doing it. Run
Absolutely.
it back, because
Whether it's a PDR and shot,
Yeah.
like 6
Yeah.
months later, you came out and it's working. I just need more of it. But also, I think what's stood out with him, if you compare him to Love Between Fairy and Devil,
Mhm.
his movement of his mouth, his
Mhm.
expressions.
Yeah.
They were more subdued but effective versus when he goes like all out. If you notice the camera work and just the way he spoke, it was just like he's opening his mouth, but is he really? Like
Mhm.
yeah.
He's
So
not doing
he
a lot of
was
jaw
able to
movement.
control,
Yeah.
he was able to control his face movements, which I think to do it for 40 episodes, that's kind of a big deal. That's kind of a
Mhm.
talent. So,
I heard some
Yeah.
people calling bullshit on his attractiveness because he was dubbed.
Look, dubbing is a real thing, and I don't think is it necessary. Like, he's still got the look. He's
People are
still
like, but
got
that's
the
not his
looks,
voice. That's not
right?
his vocal performance. And I was
No,
like,
that's not. But I have seen his vocal performance, and I think he would have been absolutely fine dubbing himself.
I
It was
would
a
say
choice.
yes, it was a choice. And I will say, I think his dubber sounds very much like him in real
He
life.
sounds very
It's
similar. He
almost
sounds
identical. Yeah.
Yeah, I think this dubber has actually dubbed him quite a few times
Yeah.
before, so it
Okay.
has become synonymous with.
With his voice?
I'm actually gonna
Are
bring
you bringing
up
the name up?
Yeah,
Let's
I'm
give
just
credit where
bringing
credit
up.
is due, I guess.
Yeah, because MDL doesn't actually do that, which is very annoying. But
That
if you go on
is.
Drama Wiki does in fact name so Zhang Ling He as Shi Zhang, courtesy name Zhu Hang Yan Zhang, voiced by Yi
The 50
Fan.
names. Yi
So
Fan,
Yi
okay.
Fan has also done let me see. He hasn't actually dubbed him
Oh, really?
before. Oh, he
What?
has. He's just dubbed. He has. I'm just like looking. This man has a very vast list of characters.
Okay.
Nope. 2023. Story of Cooning Palace.
Oh, there you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
But not as the male lead.
Oh, was he another voice?
Yes, he was somebody else's voice for Story of Crooning Palace.
What?
And I don't think so. Back from the brink. Nope. No, I don't think this man has done anything in terms of Zhang Ling He before that I'm getting, which is shocking.
Carol's face is like, what?
Yeah, I don't think so. But he has dubbed a lot of things.
Right.
A lot of things. A lot of things. Everything between Generation to Generation, The Imperial Coroner, Blood River, Fated Hearts, The Journey
Gracious.
of Legend, Moonlit Reunion, When Destiny Brings the Demon, Blossom, The
Okay.
Rise of Ning. So, like, the list is endless.
Yeah.
He's very well known.
This voice sounds
This-
almost identical to the
Zhang
real
Ling
Chung Ling He's.
Yeah. The thing
voice.
is, there is always going to be a debate whether
Yes.
or not
Which maybe that leads us right into some controversies.
It does. It does lead us into some controversies. I was just going to say, it's like the whole thing of exactly in Love Between Fairy and Devil, there was a whole hoo-ha about Wang Kedi being dubbed. And I was like, I'm sorry. His vocal range is probably
if you hear
not
Dylan Wong, you'll be like, oh, good.
No.
Great job dubbing this man, because he doesn't sound at all like
Exactly.
What is it? The Moon Supreme in that show?
Yeah, the Lord Moon Supreme.
Something. Yeah.
So actually, that does lead us really nicely into one of the first. Let's get this one out of the way straight away.
Let's do it.
It's the greatness of Zhang Ling He is too pretty in this. There's got to be camera manipulation.
Mm-hmm.
Let's put this right out of the bat. First of all, the man has to be good looking to start with, right? You can't not.
You can't have a fuggo here. I'm sorry. Like,
you can't.
You wouldn't watch
the man
it.
has
I wouldn't
to be
watch
good
it.
looking.
And I hate to be vain about it, because I'm constantly advocating for people that are not traditionally attractive to be on screen. Like, I love to see it. But also, it's the confluence, the intertwining of this person is good looking and also very talented that I think is where I like to live. If they're good looking and not talented, oh my God, I'd shit on them all day. Because
Oh
I'm like,
yeah,
why are they
absolutely.
here? They can't even sell me a story. But in this case, that is not the case. And he's talented. I think he's a great actor and he's getting better with every project, like quantifiably better. The case of him being too attractive is hysterical to me. Hysterical. It's a matter of the populace and really just the Chinese populace. My lobster's too buttery, my steak is too juicy. What do you mean? You're upset that he's too good looking. The fact that the government has commented on it.
Okay. But before
Talk
you
to me
get
through-
into that,
Yeah.
let's actually put the case on the table because I think it is quite important to like show the facts and why this whole thing came about. First of all, let's put it out there. This is not a historical drama. This is a costume idol drama. There is a very big difference. Costume idol dramas are known for being pretty, for being, you know, appealing to watch. You're not signing up for a 40 episode historical retelling. That's not what we're here for, right? So you're gonna get pretty people. That is the basis of idol dramas in general.
It's a requirement.
Second,
matter of fact.
it's a requirement. It is a requirement. I'm sorry, but it's just how it works.
Yeah.
I think the problem is that people were trying to advertise this as a serious historical and like the bubbles connected and people were like, no,
I don't know where they got
he
that
doesn't
idea
look
from.
like
And over
a
here in the
general.
West, we're kind of loose with like historical. As long as people are in some sort of period piece, people think, oh, it's a period piece, it's a historical. And that it's a little more nuanced in the Chinese drama world.
Yes.
So what we're saying is this is like a Bridgerton versus like The Crown. Or it's like Reign versus, you know, the Gilded Age. You know? It's Enola Holmes and not Sense and Sensibility from 1905. It's The Summer I Turned Pretty, not The Pit. Like, you can tell the difference between an idol drama and a non-idol drama in the West, but might be harder to distinguish it in C-drama land, especially if this is your first C-drama. But that's what we're saying. This is Bridgerton level. Might even be Bridgerton budget. I don't know.
The thing that also happened was, so, you know, the very common image of Zhang Linghe sitting on the horse with the big feathers.
Oh my God.
That is beautiful, top notch. Now, what we're missing here is context. First of all, he was returning to the capital in a big, glorious parade. Of course, he's going to be looking as good as he can. That's
he was
the context.
He was coming back from a short-term disability. Like this.
Exactly. So, you know, I love it. But I think what we're missing in terms of context is fans decided that that image would be ideal to use, and they paid for an advert to be ran in Thailand to recruit soldiers. Like, basically saying, if you want to become like this, you should join the army. Now, who the hell is going to mess with army situation? You know, it just does not compute.
They used it for recruitment.
It basically got picked up by like news outlets and, you know, the advert was running everywhere. And the Chinese government obviously had to get involved and was saying this is not appropriate. Carol was calling a timeout. Go for it, Carol.
What do you mean by army? Are we talking like BTS army?
No. Actual army, military. Yes, actual military. So that's why the Chinese government got involved. It's like, you can't be doing that. That is not appropriate to be, you know, and obviously the Chinese government got involved and they started showing videos of actual soldiers and being like, this is what is realistic. Like, don't don't expecting to look like, Zhang Ling He on a horse, looking as good as ever. That is not the case. And then obviously that's why new regulations are now probably going to be pushed into place, and they are going to be wanting quality over quantity, and quality, necessarily not focused on pretty and script. They want dramas to be based more on like script rather than camera work. I don't know where this is going to leave us. Is it going to
You're like, I don't even know.
I don't even know where it's going to go. But look, it's the fact that this came from fans, which is absolutely ridiculous. Like, why? I get it. You want to show your support. This is not the way to do it. This is not the way to do it, because everybody went up on their high horses, and like, why would you go against military, especially in China? It makes absolutely no freaking sense. No sense. Yeah.
No, but like, I can't be beautiful. I
No,
don't
that's the
understand.
thing.
Like, at the end of the day, can't I be beautiful?
Can I
Can't
just be beautiful?
Jesus, let it be.
Right. I mean, I don't know what they want the man to do. Like, the thing is, if it was somebody who was
But this was
ugly
in
on the screen,
Thailand.
people would be like, if it was somebody ugly on the screen, people would be like, I don't want to watch him. He's too ugly to be on my screen. Look, I'm signing up for realism over here. I'm signing up to be entertained. And yes, that includes looking at pretty people on my screen. Sue me.
And if I'm going to get a matrimonial husband, you best believe you need to be good looking. Okay? Because I'm
Because if
saying
you're
I'm
gonna live
going out
in
to work.
my house,
Ah, you mean I'll get eye candy? Better fix your face.
fix your
Come
face
home.
before you talk to me.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think this whole thing was really funny and really sad at the same time.
And also, it's coming from
It's
a place
illogical.
where, look,
It's just-
Asia in general has some of the most highest beauty standards. It's insane sometimes.
Yeah.
And it's like, this is what we're picking on? This. Okay.
This
okay.
perfect man?
Like,
Okay.
let him be. And actually, there was an interview where he did, and he commented on this. This was even before this controversy, because the interview is obviously older. And he said, it's like he was predicting it, because he said, I'm concerned that all that people see is my face, and then
Yeah.
they kind of miss out on my acting, and the only thing I can do is do my best, act, and then let the director do what he will with it. And it's just like, it's like he was predicting this whole situation. So it's ridiculous. I mean, can we throw it back to, and yes, people are probably going to come for me for this comment that I'm about to throw out there, but it was Yang Yang in Fireworks of My Heart, where he was literally looking at camera for his best angle. Zhang Ling He was absolutely not doing that here. Like, the director was direct. I don't understand why.
I can't believe you brought up Yang Yang, the most
I did, and the thing is,
prodigious camera mugger in C-drama land.
I'm just saying, okay? But even before this drama aired, it was already, ringing with controversy, because so there is an actor, and if you go into MDL, you will see somebody's body as a name, and then you'll see somebody else's face. So basically, She's face was AI swapped for Zhu Zan Jin due to him starring in a BL drama, Summy's Children Day. So if you don't know, legislation got changed, and basically, if you're affiliated with BL dramas, it's a bit risky to have you in a drama. You don't necessarily, it's not like you're cancelled, but it's like, it's risky to have you in there. So they chose to kind of,
from the drama.
Yeah, but they used his body.
Not a
they just
cancellation,
scrubbed his face. Yeah, true. So yeah, look, this drama has been, people got picked. Zhang Ling He got even more picked on because I can't remember what it was. I think it was something along the lines of he said some comments. That one, yes, it was the comments. Do you remember, Carol, more? Because I should have written that one down, but I didn't. Go for it, Carol.
So
take it away.
He was on a variety show with, I don't know if it was Tian Xingwei or someone else.
It was Tian Xingwei.
Yeah, and they were playing a game where they were drawing each other, and she drew
Oh
him.
yes.
And mind you, it's under a lot of like, it was a short time period.
Yeah,
So
it was timed.
she
Yeah.
just drew an outline, and he reacted and he said, I look, I think
Like
it
a
was
Southeast
Southeast
Asian.
Asian.
Yeah, Southeast Asian. Yeah, yeah.
And in that context, that is a
It's
derogatory.
derogatory.
Yeah,
Mhm.
oh, that's how you say it? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's derogatory. It was said in a derogatory way, and
Yeah.
that didn't land well. And absolutely, it was not a great comment. And I
Hmm.
appreciate that he understood it and he apologized right away. And obviously, I'm not part of the community, so it's not my apology
Hmm.
to accept, but I appreciated that he did it. I will say, not but, and I will say, it felt like as this drama was coming out, all the haters in the background were pulling at anything to
Mm.
make it a controversy so that the drama doesn't do well. And the drama didn't help itself from time to time. Like
No,
what they had
no.
going on behind the scenes didn't help, but it did feel like there was a concerted effort to sort of downplay the magnificence of what we were about to watch.
Mm.
And this is always the case, I feel like. Anytime a drama hits it big, like they will pick at anything and everything to kind of like
Yeah.
dismantle it. And I think lastly, the last thing that really hit the nail in the coffin with this one was the fact that the very last 10 episodes were leaked. And
Mm.
they were not, it's not like a small leak. They were leaked in like 4K kind of quality with
Yeah.
the logo and everything. And that was leaked. So it had aired up to episode 31, and then the last 10 episodes were leaked. And I think, internationally, we can really watch. You could get access to it, but the
You
subs
could
were
find it.
just
Yeah.
not there. The subs were not there. But in China, like people were making money out of this. Like they were selling the packages to get access to the last 10 episodes. And that's why this leak was such a big thing. And people are investigating, and lots of things are happening behind the scenes. Like, if I don't know if the person who did it is going to get caught or not, but if they do get caught, they can get anywhere between 3 to 10 years of jail time for this. So it is a big deal. And yeah,
Piracy is
go
not
for
a
it,
victimless
Carol.
crime.
I know it's a big deal, but that 5 seconds that
Oh
was
my God, yeah.
taken out of the official show when it did come out, it made a difference for me. I went to
Mm-hmm.
look for the
The
hidden
clip.
shots because
Yeah.
what do you mean? What do you
Yeah.
mean? Why did it get taken out all of a sudden? I understand censorship and but like, damn. It made me feel like, was this intentional? Was this an intentional leak for people to see? And was the risk worth it? I did definitely think about that.
Mm, mm.
We all know about the
Because,
scene I'm talking about, right?
yeah, I don't know if
Yes.
Jess,
Okay.
yes.
Yeah, no. Are you kidding? Yes, I know what you're talking about. It's the bedroom scene, which had like
Yes.
literally 3 seconds cut out of it. I think you're right, Carol. So quick, blink and you miss it. But I had someone come in my DMs and say their piece about the situation, and they were like, offended that they were still offering I think it's like the pass to see
Yeah.
like the
The fast pass, express
fast
pack.
pass. They were offering an express pack or fast pack to watch the final few episodes ahead of the release schedule, but they were offended because there was already a leak. There was already the last 10 episodes were released. So why are they still charging for this pack, this fast pass thing? And then they were saying it's because iQIYI not treating their employees well. And it was like a disgruntled employee that posted the leak. And I was like, I don't know about any of this, but I thought I'd bring it up.
Yeah.
There was a lot of like offense to go around.
Mm.
To that, I will say, listen, I was very shocked when the show came out on Netflix. I went to iQIYI to watch an episode ahead because that's where I was. I have VIP iQIYI, and I was just like, what do you mean? There's no extra episode. So on the flip side, I was very pissed off that iQIYI didn't have like the secret so I can watch ahead in front of Netflix. So I was shocked it all came out at the same time. And then when the leak happened, I felt really bad for the whole team because when you look at this show and the amount of controversies that they've been through, and oh, there's an inflation in the watch numbers and it's not really as high. And it was just like everyone was trying to tear the team down, and the numbers and the sales really does support the overall production team and the business as a whole. So I didn't want to watch the leak because I felt like, oh, like this show has worked so hard, has given us so much. Let's just continue to support them in the official way. And those numbers and that revenue does give the stars and the workers more
Money.
airtime and more
But
money
it
and
does
more
give them money as
opportunity.
well. Because, like, there is
Yeah.
this thing about, I was learning about this. I still researching more about like how actors get paid and actresses get paid and whatnot. But there is actual bonuses that get paid to them,
Hmm.
and it's paid on basis of how many watches the show has, how well the show is doing, and the way that people in these companies look at how well a show is doing is how many, it's their heat index, it's how many plays per episode, does it reach a certain number? That's how they judge it. And then that passes on. I don't necessarily know about the crew, but the actors do, especially lead actors, they get, obviously the better a show does, the more money they get paid. It's as simple as that. So, it does affect them. And I think if you love something, support it in the right way through the official channels. I watched it on iQIYI, which is just like the easier platform for me to access. And yeah, I just think the leak was incredibly well timed because it was just as things were ramping up and gearing up towards the finale. And it was just, yeah, a very, very interesting time for them to sort of
Yeah.
comment, or, for that to happen. So
And the thing
I
is,
don't know.
we all understand this kind of behavior because when you look at, for example, TikTok, if you spend a lot of time on TikTok like I do, changing, you
I'm
will see
trying.
people, yeah, you'll see accounts come up and they'll show you word for word someone else who has taken their video and said the same thing and they
Mm.
have more views or they're a bigger creator. Like we understand what the offense is, but sometimes when it comes to TV, we sort of forget that. But
Hmm.
also accessibility. Like not everyone can pay the official channels and I get
Hmm.
all of that. And sometimes you need to get the story where you need to get the story. As someone said, I am soft on crime, which I'm not.
You are
But
soft on crime. You just said piracy is okay. I watched it on Netflix and I was in the middle of a vacation, so it was slow in my roll. It would not allow me to binge as I wanted to. And while I was on vacation, the leak happened. And I found it really disappointing. I think that's really sad when things get leaked. It's like music gets leaked or, entire albums get leaked. And I'm like, oh, dang, that sucks. No matter what, someone's not getting paid for work that
yeah.
they did. Understand? So like if I was a creator and like someone did that to me, I would be super disappointed.
Yeah, I
Super
agree. I
disappointed.
agree.
So,
I agree.
you could say, oh, it's not going to the crew, it's not going to the actors directly, it's not going to the directors, not going to the creators, it's going into the pockets of iQIYI, Netflix, whatever, the CEOs and whatever. I don't give a shit. This is a product that you are paying for. I think it's disappointing. If you're paying for, I just went to McDonald's today. If you paid for a Happy Meal and someone comes into your car through the window and just snatches it from you after you've paid for it,
I'd be so angry.
it's theft. It's
Don't mess
theft.
with my food.
It's theft. So
Exactly. Exactly.
that's my point. That's my view.
So, yeah, this show, it was at some point, it just started feeling like
Chore.
people,
Like all
a
of
chore.
the,
Yeah. Or what people were picking on
superfluous.
and what people look. I said this in the Discord discussion because I know a lot of people have problems with plot points and whatever. It's each to their own, right? And I think if you have problems with points with a certain part of the story, with the acting, the actual acting, then that is valid. It doesn't invalidate my opinion. It doesn't invalidate the next person's opinion, right? Everybody has space for their opinions. But also, if I love something, I don't necessarily want to hear it. I just don't. I want to just enjoy my thing in peace. Just leave it alone. Like, if you don't like it, just walk away from it. There is such a thing. Like, nobody's making you watch a show if you're not enjoying it. So, yeah, that
Well,
is
we
like
did kind of
2
make
cents.
Jess watch the show, though, by
Yeah, but she
bombarding her
loved
with
it.
so many comments.
She loved
Okay, so
it.
look, I think I had watched One and Only, and like right after I finished One and Only, and we recorded our episode, Liliana, it's up on the Daebak feed if you want to listen to that. It's another C drama. I immediately pressed play on Pursuit of Jade because you guys were bombarding me, and the thing is, this is a clear my schedule kind of show. Like, I was totally invested from start to finish. And maybe this is like going into our general thoughts about the show. I mean, I've been marinating on this. This show has been an oppressive force in my life for like a month and I can't take it anymore. So yeah, I don't necessarily like to hear negative things about it either, Liliana. But I don't know if this is necessarily the crew that's going to do that anyway, because we all freaking loved it. I love this show. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think this is. If you're here and you didn't enjoy Pursuit of Jade, walk away. Just walk away because you're not gonna, this is not the crew that you're gonna
I do
get.
have a hot take though about the show. And it falls into this category of like general, like non-spoiler talk.
Okay, well, we can move on to general thoughts because I'm ready to leave the controversies behind. We're good.
Here's my hot take, and then
go for it.
Feel free to jump in. Is this story has been done a million times?
Oh, absolutely.
Like, it's a dime a dozen. Hot general on a vicious path of revenge meets the perfect woman who soothes his emotional boo-boos, and they create a power couple. What the hell then makes this show so special? Talk to me.
There's got to be crack in it. There has to be some sort of crack in it, right? For me, I think it's a list of things that add up. I don't I don't even know where to start, but I feel like Carol, you want to go first, take lead on this. I don't even know where to start.
I agree with you. I think it's a list of things. I think number one, it's the lighting, the sunshine. We're just coming out of winter and we need some vitamin D, whether it's someone's sun or the actual sunlight. And it just worked, okay? The sunlight worked. The warm tones worked. Obviously, the cinematography, the set, the colors, the color grading, all of those things work to keep you watching because you're just enchanted by the shots and by the look. And then, like we said earlier, the director of photography, they understood the good sides of all the actors. So it made all the actors look good. Everyone looked good. Even the gossip grandma was fun to watch. And it also felt like everybody showed up to do the only person who didn't do their homework, what pissed me off, was the AI generated face. Forgive me. I forgive his Song Yan. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's the only character I could have done without, truly. But everybody else had some depth, had some growth, had some arc to them that made me really excited to watch. There was some, I don't know whether it's Maggie Cube or MSG, like there was something else. There was something else in there. In Ghana, we use Maggie cubes. So I was like, yeah, they put a little extra in there and I'm seated for it. I just couldn't look away. So those were my general thoughts on the show.
Look, I was locked in from episode 1. I was locked in. I mean, who the heck starts a show with this tiny female lead butchering a pig? I mean, that to me, I was like, okay,
in the most aesthetic way, mind you. Super aesthetic.
Yes, in the most aesthetic way. So I was like, look, this is a little bit of different. Like, I don't think I've ever really seen a female character that is a butcher. in any of the things that I've watched. So I was like, okay, this is interesting. But then you move along and she finds this man on, beautiful snow, and you're like, God damn, this is a good looking, ill dying man, isn't it? And you're like, from the get-go,
God,
you're like,
what a beautiful corpse.
Exactly.
And she never denies it. She just blurts it out all the time.
She's like, you're so beautiful.
Yeah. She's like, well, you're so hot, obviously. Like,
she is the fandom, though, isn't she? I mean, her and her sister just sitting there, like, hand on their chins, staring at him, like, goo-goo eyes. That is the fandom.
She's
Let's
so real,
put it that
but
way.
She's so real for that. Like,
exactly, so real. And also, I think that was like, I already like this sort of setup that is happening here from the get-go. I was looking forward to this. I kept saying from day one since this was announced, I like this cast. I've seen both of them. I love this director. I love this screenwriter. Like, this has everything for it to go in the right direction. And I feel like it's a culmination of all three that really just worked beautifully together. I think this show also has lots, and this adds to the popularity of it, it has lots of like meme worthy moments. I mean, the amount of cats being scraped by coins that I've seen. Exactly, the Gwasha scene. I mean, the amount of cats I've seen with the long feathers, like sangling her. Look, that in itself just leads to great marketing, doesn't it? And I'm sorry, but that is part of the
OSD.
Whole...
Hey, heyo, it's good.
So yeah, I feel like this was just a culmination of lots of things just working together in a beautiful synergy that gave us such a great drama. So, should we rate this so we can get into spoilers? I kid you not. I think we've been here for like, I don't know, an hour.
Oh, God.
Yeah, an hour and a half. It's been an hour and a half. More.
All right.
So
let's rate this thing, the show on the road. Okay.
Yes. So ratings work as follows. 1 teacup. It was something I watched. It wasn't good, but something made me finish. A 1 to a 5.5 on MDL. 2 teacups, the okay ones, dramas I don't really recommend, but they were an okay background watch, 6 to a 7 on MDL. 3 teacups, the enjoyable ones, good dramas, they were enjoyable, and I would recommend to people who enjoy this genre, 7.5 to an 8 on MDL. 4 teacups, the loved ones. These are dramas that I really loved. There might be a couple of problems with it, but overall, a really enjoyable drama that I would recommend to a wider audience. And that's an 8.5 to a 9.5 on MDL. And then you have the 5 teacups, the rose glass, no faults dramas. This rating is reserved for those dramas that you love so much that you are willing to ignore any problems they may have. And that's your 10 on MDL. I'll kick it off. This is a 5 teacups for me. Like, is there problems? Yes. Do I care? No. That's like as easy as it is. Like, this is a 5 teacup for me.
Right.
Yeah. So it's as easy. Like, I'm not saying it's a perfect drama. I think people resonate or think that my 5 teacups are perfect dramas.
Yeah.
There is no such thing as a perfect drama. That doesn't exist, I don't think. Objectively, I don't think something like that exists. There is problems with this dramas. Do I care? No. It's as simple as that. So for me, it's a 5 teacup.
You can't get me off this train. We're not stopping. Yeah, I'll follow that up with another 5 teacup. I was trying to get fresh with it in my head. I was like, oh, maybe it's 4, 4.5. No, bitch. 5.
I was gonna say 3 teacups.
Okay.
No, I'm kidding. It's a 5. What are we doing?
I was gonna say, Carol, what do you mean? What do you mean? This is not.
I'm sorry.
Did you see our faces?
We're like, no.
What happened? This is not the same conversation with me.
Yeah. You trying to get fresh?
It's a 5 teacup.
Yeah, that's what I
this drama is just
considering how I've been yelling about it on my Instagram.
You have been preaching the gospel of Pursuit of Jade for like a month.
I'm here for it. I'm so here for it.
So it's a 5. for me.
5.
Yeah.
Right?
5 across the board. Like,
Right.
I think this is the first time where Jess has given a 5 on Tea and Soju. I think it might be the first time that
No.
I've given a 5. I think so. I
Is
think
it?
so.
I don't. Girl,
Mhm.
no. Come on. Now I have to go back through and look at
Yeah,
all
we'll
the
have to
scores.
check it out. But I think it might be. I think it might be.
I loved it. It's an Eras drama.
It's an Eras drama. Like,
It's
this
consumed
is
me.
my Eras drama of 2026. Like, there's no discussion about it. Like, in terms of that. There was no way that I was going to give, I'm still, like, the running joke is I'm still at the restaurant and this has been finished for weeks. Like, I'm
restaurant's
just
closed.
It's closed.
Shut down. Will not
and
be
I'm still
open.
in it. Like, I'm just refusing to leave my chair at this point. So, yeah. So let's move into spoilers because that's where things are going to get interesting. So the way this is going to work out is, as you can see by the runtime, things, this drama just needs 2 parts, and that's what we're going to be doing. So in this first part, you've obviously gotten everything that you've listened to so far, and then we will be talking about everything that happens in Linan, so the village arc of this story, let's put it that way, which is roughly up to episode 19, episode 20-ish. That's when the switch kind of happens, which is halfway through the show. And then next week, you will be able to listen to part 2, which will be everything afterwards. So everything in the military camp, everything that, back in the capital. So make sure to tune in for that. But this has
pre and post antennas.
Yes. I love this. Pre and post. I love this. This is great. So this is your spoiler warning. If you're living under a rock and you haven't watched this drama, please go and watch it. And also, I don't know how you
come back later.
Yes, but also I don't know how you managed to not get spoiled by this point, because this drama's everywhere.
Yeah.
Good on you. But this is your spoiler warning, and yeah, let's get into this, guys. On the other side of spoilers, we can.
Okay, so I feel like I don't have that many notes. Take it away, and I guess I'll jump in when I can.
Shall I take it?
I don't know. Carol has notes in the doc plus a notebook full of handwritten notes. Look at this shit.
Okay.
Oh my god.
I love this. this. I have 15 pages.
Yo.
Google Doc. To be fair though, a lot of those are, I do have a lot of screenshots.
Nice. All right.
So yeah. Let's start. I think it's only right to start with, we've already kind of touched on it very roughly, but it's her discovering him in,
in
the snow.
Yeah.
The way that scene is kind of shot, and it is actually slightly different from the novel, not quite, but only tweaked slightly from the novel. In the novel, she doesn't run away. She is very decisive and she helps him straight away. So she's just she finds this person, she picks him up and she takes him home. It's a very quick. No discussion. I think this kind of sets up, because she's is he dead? Is he not dead? And she kind of walks away and leaves him there in the snow. I think this is just shot really nicely. And this spot exactly where she finds him is something that comes back again and again in the story throughout. It's their spot. And I feel like it's a beautiful place. And it's actually so Zhang Ling-he was in freezing water walking out, all of that scene. He did actually shoot all of that.
Right.
In freezing water and whatnot. But they did a beautiful job. And as soon as she uncovers his face, I'm just
yeah.
Man, is he beautiful to look at. He is almost dead, but he still looks beautiful.
He's half dead, but look at him. Yeah, I think this scene is really memorable and it sticks out. It establishes her character as someone who's very merciful and helpful and just a good person. It's her save the cat moment, basically, where you just kind of buy in, because saving his ass, and she's poor. She's a butcher girl who doesn't have much to her name, and she's out here saving this guy. So very establishing. And he's done some shit, because they do some vignettes of what happened and him sort of over top gazing out at this sea of bodies, and he's already been injured and sort of wobbly, but looking very fierce. And he's somebody of importance, and you're just like, oh yeah, bet. So he's a warrior of some kind, and of a different class, obviously, than she is, because she's the lowest of the low. She's a little butcher girl in a small town. Nothing against small towns, but
she took him home because he was injured and she was going to take care of him and make sure he was okay. But I also think she took him home because he was good looking.
No, he's fine as fuck. Bar none.
I mean, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? And the amount of jokes this has come across, all on social media, people have been going like, oh, if only there was snow so I could stumble across a marquise.
Yeah.
And stuff
I felt
like
the same
this.
way because I was on vacation in Alaska. Alaska had several feet of snow still on the ground. And I was like, yeah, where is he at? Because
my Marquis.
He's around here somewhere.
Wrong hemisphere.
Wrong hemisphere. I think I'm remembering she also dropped her hairpin and he had it grasped in his hand.
Yeah.
And she turned back. So she was like, oh, it's kind of like a fate thing,
Yeah.
Yeah. Because that was her mother's hairpin. Her mother gave that to her. So it was it was really, really special.
So she was like, had I never come back, I would have lost it. And he would have just died here with this thing in his hand. So
you could also say it's like a sign that that's who her mom sent to her. Yeah. So
mom approved.
It was a beautiful setup.
And Mama knows best because look, she sent him.
If only I got a man like that. I just tripped over him in the snow.
She just stumbles across him. She just stumbles across him. And I think the setup of a character is done very nicely with just this scene alone, because she's obviously very sympathetic to him, and she's very caring and loyal as a person, because even when she does bring him back, the Zhao couple are like, you're barely making ends meet, you're already raising your sister,
nothing to share. Yeah,
why would you bring this man in? And she's like, well, he's already here, I can't just put him elsewhere. So that is a very beautiful setup, and I think it leads into her character and the line that she will use throughout the whole drama, which I'll just butcher more pigs to I'll butcher pigs to keep you, and to
you know what, here's what I'll
and that becomes her I love you,
because I feel I understand her on a fundamental level. She's just like, okay, I'll just work harder to make money for us as a family. I'll just deal with it, And this is an older sister mentality. All the older sisters, raise your hands. Yes, Carol. Because I was like, yeah, man, you just do what you have to do. You gotta
I got it.
I have it. And so it carries into her relationship with him, where she's just like, take charge. I guess I'll just have to butcher more pigs. Don't worry about nothing. You're half dead anyway. It's fine. Don't worry about the tab, And I, again, was like, I'm there with you, girl. I'm there, because I would have done the same shit. Eldest sister mentality. Yeah. Now she's actually breadwinner for the family, because
she is. And that actually leads nicely, because obviously they then get by episode 4 they're getting married, and you're like,
yeah, and thank God.
I don't mind this. I don't mind this. Go for it, Carol.
I think it's hysterical, his reactions every time he sees her butcher a pig or use her skills, her martial arts skills. It's so funny to me, the first few episodes where he catches a glimpse of her doing something and he's like, it's like a shock to his system, and I love it every time. I'll eat it up. I think it's so comedic.
Because the women in the city don't do that.
No.
I don't think he has any woman around him doing that. But I was gonna say him being shocked, but then also being impressed.
Yeah. Yeah. He's like,
and
okay,
also yeah. And for a wartime guy or a war guy, him not eating the stuff that she eats, he's just like, ugh.
Right. Yeah, they're eating cuts of meat that are not typically sold. People don't buy them, so they're eating remainders and what is it, tripe and different things like that.
Offal. Awful. I don't know.
Offal. Yeah.
I feel like there
And
was a
intestines.
God, there was a chef's table episode where the chef was also of a butcher, came from a butcher's family, and everything that he served in his small restaurant was cuts of meat that are not that very atypical. It's not like ribeye and a T-bone or whatever. It was stuff like that, and I was like, I don't know if you can still convince me to eat your food because, and he served it beautifully, like presented it and cooked it to perfection. And I was still like, I don't know, man. I don't know if I could eat pig ear. It was so I kind of understood him.
I come from a culture where Portuguese use pretty much every single part of a pig in lots of different dishes. That's how I grew up. So it doesn't shock me. Like pig ear, there's actually a really, really dish that we do with it. So to me, it didn't shock me or anything like that because it's part of like Portuguese culture to use up the whole animal in terms of like pig. So that to me was just like, it doesn't bother me in the essence. And I think it actually showed, because he sees her butcher. Yeah, it's class differences.
Yeah.
It's like, because to him, he's used to like these big dishes, this beautiful food, these high quality kind of dishes, and then it's a shock to the system because all of a sudden he's dressed very plainly. He doesn't have like all the comforts he's used to, and he doesn't have the food he's used to. But the thing is, she's offering the very little that she does have.
Yes.
And I think he kind
it
of
means a lot.
It does. It does mean a lot. And I think even so he sees her doing something, and she sees a butchering a pig, and she just asks him, were you scared or disgusted? And he says, I'm not scared or disgusted. You saw my injuries. Why would I be scared or disgusted of your capabilities? And that is a line that I really, really appreciate because he obviously it's not what he is used to, right? So he is probably just taking a little time to adjust to a new situation, but he still doesn't show her any disdain.
Doesn't belittle her.
Exactly.
Or think less of her for being a butcher and for eating this food, or having this as a profession, a family business. She's constantly worried about her reputation and the way that she comes across to everyone in town, because she has such a violent, bloody, disgusting, dirty job. Like, that's a dirty job.
Mm-hmm.
And if I was her, I would ask the same thing. I'd be like, hey man, am I so hot? Because I'm here slinging blood all day long, pig guts, and I'm doing this dirty job. It puts food on the table, but like, at what cost? And he's like, I don't give a shit. Doesn't matter to me.
Here's one thing.
Hot.
100%. Here's one thing I'm really glad the show did not do. When she is getting him out of the snow, he could have really come up and been like, I have amnesia. I am so glad they did not give him amnesia.
Oh, wow.
At the beginning of the show.
Great point.
And
Great point.
Yeah. And then you have, I don't know, again, it can only be written by a woman because you have such everyone fears this guy. And somehow all of a sudden he's in this village and he's being vulnerable and yet empathetic and intuitive. Like it was hard for me to be like, how can this guy be a feminist and yet living the class life, especially with the food, where he's like, ooh, I'm not used to it. I'm not dissing it. I appreciate it, but I'm just not used to it. So sometimes I struggled with that, to be like, this could only happen in a drama. But I ate it up. And so I'm thankful for no amnesia, and I'm thankful that he was sort of learning by observation while he was living in the village.
Yeah, and he sees her struggle and kind of meets her where she's at. He's like, well, I see what she needs, the hand cream and the little shells situation that he gave her.
Yes.
Oh my God. I was like,
I know.
Get you a man that will buy lotion for your chapped hands. Adorable. Like, he's very tender with her and attentive.
And with Changning as well. He's very I
Yes.
love their little relationship, and this was huge change from the novel because in the novel he's really not that
Oh,
attentive to
I
the little
heard this. He
sister.
didn't like the little girl.
Yeah, so this was something that was added for the show. I think the show in general made the whole novel much softer,
Mm,
and I appreciate it. I'm here for it. I
smooth some
think
edges there.
yeah. Yeah, and just his relationship with Changning and the way that they're just walking and walking in the village. I think it's at the festival and Changning is like I'm tired and Changyu is like she's tired and he like just picks her
Picks
up
her
and
up.
walks around and it's just like and I think this is why I think it's done beautifully because nobody would believe that this is Marquise of Wunan. Like,
Mm,
nobody would believe it, right? Because the Marquise, almost like everybody thinks he's this ugly, like this man who's mean and horrible, and all he does is kill. And, like, that's the kind of reputation that comes with his title and with the things he's had to do. So I think for him to have been able to shed all of that
mm,
in that village, and he still comes across as like this very noble, he never loses his posture, right? If you look at him, you could almost see he's like there's something there. Like he's got a nobility, like the way he holds himself. He
mm,
doesn't lose that just because he's in this village, right?
mm, mm.
But he does soften, visibly soften, and I think I
He's
just
Yan
loved it.
Zheng.
I loved it.
Yan Zheng in this
He's Yan
village.
Zhang.
Yeah.
He's Yan
His
Zhang.
his eyes and the way they go soft when
Oh my
he's
My
god.
talking to
God.
her or her little sister versus in part two
Literally
when
anybody else.
anybody else he's like you can drop dead. But these
Yep.
people he's just like puppy-eyed and I'm just like, oh my God,
Mhm,
give me
mhm.
more.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's the exact look that he gives when she's being accused of killing her uncle, and they're in the
Yeah, they're in the
The court, if you will.
court. Yeah,
right.
they're in the
Yeah.
court, and he's like on the ground, and they're coming. Well,
Yes.
They're
technically for
gonna hit
him,
him. Yeah.
and he just grabs it, and like that look right there is the
Touch her and
toucher
you
and
die.
killer. Yeah, it's the toucher and you kill. Toucher and die look that every book girly is familiar with.
Mhm.
It's it's a thing. It's a running theme, and it's just like he went from this very soft. Carol's like I'm not starting. We're all getting hot. It's like he goes from this very soft person to that like delight craze, and you see it in his face. It's like that look in his face. Oh, I'm just
I love that. I love them when he grabs the punishment paddle at the yamen.
Mhm.
Even though his hand is injured, mind you, like she had just bandaged him up because and he's got so much intensity when he grabs it. He's not exactly sitting and kneeling before the judge that's there. He's sitting on which is an act of defiance in and of itself. He grabs the punishment paddle, and I think later in that scene, she gets taken away, she gets arrested, and he is saved by Kong Soon, I think, right? The bestie?
Yes,
The
he
bestie
comes
comes and
in and
saves him.
saves him.
And
Yeah.
before our guy Byung passes out, he says, take care of Fan Chang Yu.
Mm-hmm. That's the last thing he says.
And then like he collapses in the yamen, and I'm like, oh my God.
She's
That's all he gives.
constant
He's
on
constantly
his mind.
on his mind. He's like, take care of
Mhm.
my girl, like, and then spits out blood and falls down.
Yeah,
That's good.
yeah. But even when so their house gets attacked and he runs up, like he goes into the woods with like he's trying to save Changning.
Yes, he's defending the
And
little sister.
yeah, the female lead comes in and he says to her, and like they're obviously outnumbered and whatnot, and he says to her, just take Changning away. And he's like, he's used to people going, right? I think he's just
He's used
used
to
to being
being left
alone.
behind.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
she comes
Yeah.
back.
And
She
comes back for
comes
him.
back.
Yes.
And he says, I think he says to her, I told you to take her and go. And she says, I had to make sure she was safe before I came back for you. And it's
Mhm.
just like, and you see his face. Like, I don't think
He's so
he's used
touched.
to people
Yeah.
coming back for her or for him. Like, I just don't think.
Yeah.
Ugh.
That whole fight in the woods, by the way, was amazing,
So
immaculate
good. So
cinematography.
good.
The callback to the sister telling Fan Chang Yu telling the little sister to count to 10 when she was like about to kick ass, and he does the same thing to the little sister. He's like, count to 10, and oh my gosh, I love all that.
Yeah, I co-sign.
Co-sign.
I co-sign on all of it. All of it.
Do you know there's some scenes in the front half that we didn't talk about? We're like kind of on the other side of it, but like coaching her how to like her defense plea for the court.
Yes.
All of it. All of it. I love it. I love to see that scene and him trying to get her to memorize some things using a little song, and she's not getting it right. She doesn't know the characters. She's subbing characters in. It's funny. It's so cute, but he's spending all of this effort to like teach her something, to help her study, and he doesn't have to do all that. Like he's under no obligation to like help her, but he does, and he's trying to meet her at her level, and he doesn't make her feel bad for not knowing characters, not knowing how to read completely. I love that.
And I think it then, I know this is for
That's
part
when
two.
Song Yan shows up at
Yeah,
that point.
Song Yan. I think everybody
the kisses
forgets
on
about
the
him.
cheek. I can
Oh my
rewatch that
God.
all day long. Like, why is this video 4 hours long? I love that scene of them banding together to make this guy go away because he's so annoying. Her ex, and she kisses his cheek in defiance, and then he kisses her cheek back. I'm like kind of surprised that he does it back too. He's kind of like,
yeah. And apparently, from what I gather, that was sort of unscripted.
Ad-lib.
The part where he kisses her back, that was ad-lib.
You know what? It looks like it. It does seem like it. Yeah.
But she's just shocked. Like she's just going, what just happened?
Button up in front of this guy. It's so good.
Because I think it's like a little step away from his character, isn't it? That's not like what he would normally do. But yeah, I also kind of loved their very simple wedding, because I don't think we often see this word is going to get matrilocal, I think, weddings. And I think it was really nice to see the man kind of do a lot of the things that women typically do, and vice versa. So I actually really enjoyed their little wedding happening.
I agree. And the fake wedding night.
Oh my God, the fake wedding night.
Hello. He's like coaching her on like when to stay still, how to undress him, angling her close to him so it looks like their silhouettes are doing something naughty on the wedding night, and they're really not. But then we get the Chenpai Candy first kiss. I'll take 10 of them. I'll take 14 of them right now.
The way they're just laying on the bed, and like she's just like chilling. She's just chilling, and the way their faces, and you can see it on his face.
There's like such intimacy there already between them, and she seems very comfortable, like just on top of him. Yeah. But he's like so hot for her. Oh, I can't.
I think that's another point, is that the chemistry comes in hot and fast on this one, and for some reason it just works. Like, a lot of the time, I don't necessarily like when they're this close so quickly, because it almost feels right, but it doesn't. In this case,
it feels earned.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, and then I have a roll cart scene. It's a stunning like shot as well of them on the back of this roll cart in this snowy woods with the forest on either side of them, and they're chatting about her reputation and how it like reputation is life or death to women, but he's telling her she should always get her look back and not take any shit. He's like, it doesn't matter, like you got to do what you got to do. It's beautiful, the shot of like the camera rising up as they move into the distance on this snowy path in the woods, and then he's so hot and he's saying such wonderful things to her. So yeah.
And then the scene that she gets poisoned by that other butcher, and they bring him back, and he loses his marbles.
And that's when the red comes to play.
Oh my God. And just the way she says, don't kill him.
Ooh. Tell me why he instantly gets 10 times hotter when he loses his shit. Like,
hey, I'm not one for like, don't stab anyone in front of me, but also stab someone in front of me because I was doing something. That those little touches of violence in these dramas in the media, okay, not in real life, it's gonna do it for me every time.
Yeah,
it's gonna do it for me every time.
But like, get you a guy who is going to protect you. like that. I mean, yes, we're strong, independent women, but also let the man handle it for once in a while. Like, it's as simple as that. It's just him absolutely losing his mind.
Yeah, because
There's a
she could have
shot.
just gotten sold off and gotten raped and whatever else, and he was like, "We're not about that. We're not gonna
And
do
the
No,
that."
we're not
tear
doing that
that
here.
came down
Oh,
when he hugged her and he's like, "Are you okay?" Just like, and she's like, "Well, if you had gone to jail for killing him, I would not be okay." And just one tear just came down, and I said, "Yes."
sensitive.
Dude, can
I
we just say
really
this?
think he is more sensitive than she is
Oh,
because
yeah.
I felt like he constantly needed reassurance. I was sitting here being like, what's his love language? Is it like words of affirmation? But it's also gifts with like the
Mm.
hand cream and the hairpin, like
Touch,
a lot.
touch. The man is very touchy.
Liliana's like, touch.
The man
Get a,
is very touchy.
I don't know.
Look,
It's all of them.
like, man he's just not ready for her to get hurt in any way, shape, or form. And it's so gradual throughout the whole Lin Anne arc that he comes to love her. And he comes to love her in a way that is very, I don't know, he sees her, he loves her for her capabilities, even though she is this very rash kind of person. She's almost like a brute sometimes, isn't she? She's very
yeah.
brute force. She is.
It's a blunt instrument. Yes.
Yeah, whereas he is not. He's kind of like the thinker. He's
He's the strategist. He's
Yeah.
the calculating one. He's trying to win without losing life. They can win without fighting on the battlefield and just going head to head like Civil War style. He's gonna do it. He's gonna use some tricks, build a dam, like all these things just to win with the least amount of force. Very calculating. And like devious, I guess, also.
Yeah, I think so. I think he has had to be in the place where he sort of is, right? There's a scene, and I can't remember what episode it is, and I didn't take a screenshot, but it's a scene where we see them through windows, and he's like in one window and she's in the other window, and they're kind of like looking at each other. And this is definitely, I'm pretty sure it's fairly early on, but it's like this almost orangey lighting going on, and them just through, looking at each other through these windows, and we see the shot. And that to me was stunning shot.
Right.
We also get introduced to Chi Min, the crazy of this show, in, I think it's about episode 12. Because she obviously, throughout this whole arc, she's going around making friends and she's building her shop.
Opening a side business.
Doing her thing. And the thing is, we know this is going to have to come to an abrupt end, right? He has to go. Like, no matter, and his, Gong Soon is already there going, you need to come back. Like, are you thinking about coming? You need to kind of like come back.
Right.
And he doesn't want to leave her, and he doesn't
and then
want
he
to
keeps
leave
delaying
this
it,
place.
and then he's like, finally I'll leave after her birthday. And things are getting real dire, and he's still like, no, I'm leaving after her birthday.
Yeah.
He's like, that's the most important thing. I need to be there for her birthday. Kong Soon is like, dude, like TikTok, let's go. And he's just like, yeah, in a couple of days, what a sweet guy. Like it was just important to him.
Yeah. There's this running meme going round, or there was, where it's all the ministers in the capital, like plotting and like, we need to find him, we need to kill him, and he's just chilling in Linan, like just
literally
chilling.
Loud. Was he in an Adirondack at one point, like just on the balcony in the
he
sun?
Was. He's just like,
I'm not hiding. I'm just living life. It was, I loved how people would come in who know him and they're just like, what are you doing right now? What are you doing? Do you know who you are? Like, what's going on?
He's literally on vacation. Like this whole thing.
He's living time of his life. He's having the time of his life.
I believe him when he's like, that was the best time of my life that I've ever had, when he tells her later about his time in Linan. And it's true. It's absolutely true. He was living it up. We got New Year's fireworks. There was an almost drunk kiss that happened, and he wanted it. He wanted that kiss. And she said some line like, "You must feed the wolf if you want the cubs," talking about she was trying to get knocked up that night.
Yeah.
Trap him. It's something like that, something to that effect. I was like, Siri, let's play Get It On. Let's Get It On.
He has wanted it for a long time, especially like I think it started from when she was just like, "Hey, come do something with me at night." His mind was already there.
He was going. He was ready.
Like, "Hey, we got something to do tonight." And he was like, "What do we have to do?" But okay. Like,
I'll follow you anywhere.
Yeah, he was like, "All right, I know it's kind of sudden. Like, we don't really know each other that well, but like, okay." Like, he was into it. And when she starts with the memorial for him outside, basically like a mini funeral situation, he was like disappointed. He was like, "What?"
He's like, this is what I got hyped up for.
The scene is, I think that is the most hilarious scene, because she is literally mourning him, and it's just like, it's just funny.
And then he's kind of like, "Does she know?" I was like looking at her sideways. The whole thing was so fun. And she's so sincere. She's serious as a heart attack. She's like, "Oh, he's done so much for the country." Like, she's a patriot. Episode 15, I was like, is he a feet guy? Because he is so frazzled by her bare feet in the warm water basin and like won't share the hot water with her to wash his feet. He's like, "No, I'll just go outside." Like, he doesn't want it, but he's super frazzled by her bare feet. So I was like, what's going on there? He also, have a quote from him here in episode 15. "She is great. She is stronger, tougher than many highborn ladies, but I only wish to see her grow as she is now, wild as grass. The burden of a great clan's matron would only bind her." And I'm like,
I think it's because he knows as Yanzang, he can be with her, but as the Marquise Wu An, he can't. That would like bring her to a place that would almost diminish her light. And it does.
Yeah.
It does. Like Carol, it does.
It does. And he knew that. And I think for him, because he didn't have amnesia, he had an opportunity to like come to terms with, this is my woman. This is the woman I've decided I want to spend the rest of my life with. Versus her later on when she actually finds out who he is, and now she has to do that mental work. And it's a little harder for her because it's sudden. But for him, he's always known who he is. So he had the opportunity to not do it in the bubble of their Ling and cuteness, if you will. Yeah.
One thing I want to say about the costuming in the Linan stuff, that's those sequences, was that there's a lot of layering, a lot of textures in the fabrics and different patterns that like I haven't seen before, and it just looks really lived in, really worn, and I appreciate that. I don't like when things look brand new off the rack. I want it to look like she's been living in this for 20 years. And it does feel like that.
Yeah. They also used, I was just going to say, they also use like a lot of embroidery as opposed to having like, I don't know, other things that you would see in the costume. But it's like toned down
gold
embroidery.
Filigree and different things like that. A lot of hair pieces and hairpins and things like that would make it look regal and royal and high born. It's very in the dirt. It's lived in, and even though it's an idol drama, I feel like there was a lot of effort put forth there to make them look, comfortable and in clothes that fit where they live, and they're in the snow all the time and stuff.
Yeah, there was even a scene where we see Chang Yun as a young girl with her dad crying at their spot, the bridge spot, or the dock spot. And then the clothes she's wearing, I swear it looks like a hand-me-down for her sister, what her sister is parading in now. So I was just like, ooh, that attention to detail is fantastic, because of course her clothes are going to be given to the second Chang Yin.
What did you guys think? Because to me, the culmination on this side is
It's
episode
17.
17.
Okay, let's go.
Episode 17
Let's
and
lock in here.
18. Let's look in because a
Let's-
lot happens in episode 17.
Get Ross'
And
face.
they have
They have a
we're
fight.
back at their spot. We're
Yes.
back at their dock spot.
Fireside
and
chat.
yeah, I actually have down here they're having this argument, this back and forth, and neither
He
of
asked her
them
what
is
her plans
saying
are. What do you plan to do? And she goes like, build a pig pen, raise
They're
piglets.
having two
And
different
he's
conversations.
like, that's not what I
Yeah.
mean.
Yeah.
Are you gonna marry again? You know, are you gonna take another husband? And he gets big mad because he wants her bad. He can't have her. She gets upset because he's upset and spits out that, you know, he's gonna want someone. He spits out he's gonna want someone refined, gentle, who can run a household. She runs off, goes to leave, and he gets up and frickin' plants one on her. Just
Mhm.
like aggressively kisses her. Why don't you? Someone else can pick it up from here.
Well, because then she kind of like shoves him away, and then he confesses to her out of the blue, like he likes her. And I love that she throws this zinger of a line at him. She goes, "How dare you? First you harass me, then you say you have feelings for me." Because that was not a wanted kiss. Like they're in the middle of an argument. That is not what she wanted. And I love that she calls him out on it. She's just like, that is not that's harassment. It is not wanted right now. And then, you know, he says this line kills me because then obviously the argument kind of escalates more and more. And then he says to her, "You found me here and you abandoned me here. I guess things have come full circle." And then you get this shot, and I'm sorry because this shot is one of the best shots in the whole show. It's Zhang Linghe lying on his back in the snow, and he is just so the fire is going because they had a fire going, and there's a ring of light around the fire. Zhang Linghe's character, so Yan Zhang, is just spread on the snow just outside of that ring of light. So he is in darkness because she has walked away and taken the light with her. And it's like it is imagery
also,
and it is it's
also
it's so dramatic. True, but it's like camera work doing such beautiful storytelling. Like nothing is being said in this part of the scene. It's all camera work. It's all how it's shot and all how it's like shown on the screen. And to me, that is like one of I love.
So bitter. He says, "I guess that's closure."
Like
he's like, "Wow, what irony that you found me here and then you break up with me here." But like, she knew the breakup was gonna happen. He was prepping her. He had to leave at some point. He needed a green card, which is why he married her in the first place. It's a green card marriage.
A green card.
Yes,
green card marriage.
It is. He had no papers. They were running checks. I mean, they needed each other. And this fight is so natural to me. And the way that she is like prepping for the heartbreak, right? This whole time she's been
prepping for a while.
She's been prepping for a while. I've been collecting money for you. I've been prepping your clothes for you. She has been preparing her heart for the goodbye. And then he's over
pissed
here.
Off
he's pissed. Yeah, he's over
that
here.
She has been preparing.
Yes, I know. He's being super petty, but like very emotional in a way that's sort of unlike him because he also knows it's inevitable they have to separate. And yeah, when he kisses her for the first time, she like shoves him off. Why cross the line now? If he wanted to, he would have done this sooner. He would have kissed her and crossed the line sooner. And then he brings up Son Yan, the ex.
Oh my god.
Does she truly want a scholar like Son Yan? She slaps him so hard his lips start bleeding. She looks at him so hurt that like, why would you bring up this guy who, you know, like, I'm totally at odds with this guy now. I want nothing to do with him. I've shoved him off my property multiple times. I don't want him, and I probably don't want a scholar like him either. It's just so hurtful. He grabs her and kisses her again, which I'm living for all this, by the way. Like, I'm eating it up. This time she draws a knife on him and says, "Who do you think you are? You leave when you want and you kiss when you want." Like, everything is on his terms.
But you know what's funny? He also called her out for that exact same thing when she's like, "Hey, I think you should go," and he's just like, "Wait, you get to tell me when to go and when to stay. Like, what's up
Yeah.
with that?
Yeah, they're constantly calling out each other. This is the line that I wanted to bring up. He says, "You have terrible taste in men. You're better off coming with me than marrying a snake later," which this is the first time in 17 episodes that he's ever invited her to come with him, to leave with him.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh
Yeah.
my God, it's a huge deal. And then he goes, "Give me 1 year." He says,
Yeah.
like, "I've got shit going on. Like, there's people trying to kill me. Give me 1 year. If I fail, someone will send word to you." And this is when, oh my God, I lost my place. I have it.
When she says, "Why should I wait?"
Yeah, she said, oh, he says, "If I fail, someone will send word to you. You remarry then." And then she cuts him off. "Who do you think you are? Who do you think you are?" And this is when Liliana's quote comes in, "You take liberties with me and expect me to wait." And I understand totally where she's coming from. This fight was so well choreographed, like in the dialogue and then the way that they're fighting and kissing and stuff. Didn't think twice whether this thing worked. This scene worked to wrap up this kind of part of their story. I go on TikTok.
Oh my God, everybody and their mother misunderstood this scene. I
They
don't
were
think
like,
they understood
the
where
fight
this
came
scene
out
is
of
coming
nowhere.
from. It's been
The script
building for
writers were
episodes.
tripping. I was so confused. Why would they fight and bring up Songyan in the topic? I mean, this is verbatim. I'm reading comments from a TikTok video that I saw that had this scene in the edit. Listen, I fought for less. This fight was so easy to understand.
It's been building for episodes.
Yes.
This fight has been building for episodes. And you can absolutely see, I think
He's
people were
jealous
going
of
in
her future with another man. Like, it is honestly so layered, but also easy to
and he
pick
can't
apart
just
and understand.
And he can't just tell her outright because he
No.
can't just
He's
drop the whole
prideful.
truth right there. He's
He's
prideful,
prideful.
and
He can't tell her who he really is. And he's leaving, bar none. He has to leave. End of relationship.
Exactly.
There are no cell phones. He doesn't have her email. He doesn't have her Snapchat. There is so little to tie them together after he leaves. So
hold on, they have the bird.
The bird. Oh, let's
the
talk about
bird.
the bird.
That is true. The bird does come back. The bird absolutely comes back.
I thought, oh, what a great CGI bird. And then I was like, that's not CGI. That's a real bird. And then I was like, no, that's not a real bird. It was a puppet, an elaborate puppet.
It's not a bird.
I love that shit. Have you guys watched Project Hail Mary? I love puppets. I love anytime you have a practical effect like that, I'll eat it up 10 out of 10 times.
It did look really
Grogu
good.
in Star Wars, like Baby Yoda in Star Wars. E.T. I mean, the list goes on. I eat it up every time.
Yeah. But this scene, and I think also a lot of people were crapping on her, and I'm like, how do you not understand where she's coming from for this? Like, this scene, I think it was so well done, like dialogue wise, and the way that they we're just talking about it. So then we obviously hit episode 18, or the episode where everything goes to shit. And let's put it that way, because that is the siege of Lin An, where basically everybody's killed. That is the simplest way to put it. Everybody's massacred. And everybody's massacred for a really, like, a bit of a dumb reason. Because
it's petty. It's a petty reason.
It's a petty reason.
The character is
a petty reason.
So,
yeah. So it happens from which we haven't really touched on.
We haven't touched on those, like, villain brothers.
We kind of do need to touch on them.
And they're the hottest people I've ever seen. Also,
oh my god, that white wig. Oh, Chi-Min's white wig.
I can't defend personally, physically, emotionally, mentally, against a white wig in a Chinese drama.
And slut strands.
And the
slut
strands.
Oh my god.
Are you
Why
kidding?
does Crazy look so good? Why? Why does Crazy look so good?
So does Toxic. Toxic seems okay to me. Like,
I don't understand.
Yeah. So when Chi-Min comes into the picture and he sees Chen Chen, and that whole scene where Chen Chen is pouring him alcohol or something, and he uses his hand, like his finger, to linger on her hand. I said, Jesus, it's over for me.
It's over.
I'm done. I'm done.
Yeah.
And then there's a scene where he's like looking to the side at her, and the camera zooms into his face, and I was like, oh,
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, I am
Brutal.
soft on crime.
brutal.
It's
You
like
are.
soft
I know you are.
Like his crazy shows early, but it's like, do I care? I'm so conflicted. It's just, yeah, he looks, and his little brother is also
Another
just
one.
as crazy.
Oh my
Just
gosh.
as crazy.
It's the
Yeah.
little brother
Yeah.
that really like kind of goes after her because of their run-in with the whole stealing of the grain thing that was happening
Yes.
in the front half of the show. And the resolution of that was paid protesters outside of the city, which, okay, very timely to put that in. And I think it's a masked Jung as well, who chases after the little brother.
Yes. And he shoots him.
The mask kind of comes off, and
Everything comes back to him.
It's
I'm
just
sorry.
hotness overload.
It's hotness
just
all
it is.
around.
overload.
Do you want to know something? The guy who plays Yuan Ting, so the little brother,
Yes.
he is 20 years old.
Oh, what a cute baby. Oh, he's so hot.
He
in
was
this, though.
born in 2005.
Oh, no, not a post 9/11. Oh, God, I need to calm down. I mean, most stars that are in their 20s are post 9/11.
The way
That's
this
funny.
man shows crazy, like his face,
Yeah.
his crazy expressions. I believed it. I believed.
Are you talking
it's
about the little
crazy.
brother?
Yeah, the little brother. Both the
Okay.
little brother and Chi Min.
Him and
But
his
the little
dimple?
brother is the
Him
yeah,
and his
yeah.
dimple? Straight
Why?
to jail. Straight to jail.
Dimples should not be allowed on crazy people. Like
No. Should
No.
not be allowed on crazy. Yeah, because
Like-
he instigates this whole thing with
He
the
does.
town. He comes after the town, he buys off a gang, and he comes in and just slaughters everyone. Side
Mhm.
characters that you knew, like shopkeepers, rival butchers, the good constable who was friends with her dad, the jealous frenemy dating Song Yan, the governor's daughter, the old grandmother who used to spread vile gossip about her. They were all killed,
Yeah.
and some were killed protecting her or her sister. So it's really brutal.
Yeah. And it was really interesting where he killed people for telling on her
For spite,
and killed
yeah.
people for not telling on her.
Oh
Telling
no,
on her.
he's a psycho. Like
Yeah, he is
yeah,
absolutely.
100%.
Yeah.
a dishonest person.
100%.
I
Yeah.
think it would be unfair to not mention this because I think this just adds to the brilliance of the camera work, and I think a lot of people would have missed this, but it's been everywhere. It's the scene where they're kind of showing you all the devastation, and the camera work looks really shaky.
Oh, this is a little
And
later
people-
in the show, but yeah.
No, I think it's in this
No,
episode.
they show
Is
the
it
so
not?
it's the governor's perspective.
Yes.
You
As
see,
he's
as a
being-
bystander, you see him
Yeah.
kind of raise up when he's hanging from the city gate.
Yes.
Later on, they show his,
I must have put it in the wrong.
but it's okay. We
I
can talk
had it
about it
down.
now. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. So
Yeah, brilliant.
that scene is just brilliant camera work. It's
Mhm.
brilliant camera work because it's like I don't know. It's such a devastating scene because everything's gone, right? Everything's gone.
Everything she knew,
Um,
her whole life, everything, all the people.
Her
she knew.
life gone. And then
Gone.
she obviously is coming back. She doesn't know whether her sister's alive. She doesn't know who's alive. Like, she doesn't know because her sister obviously goes missing
Yeah.
in this assault.
Yes, she gets
But
captured.
we also have to talk about
The fire
the
pole.
pardon?
The pole that's lit on fire and it like falls in front of her.
No,
Yes.
And she
before
goes
that,
And
ape
she
shit.
jumps through the
Yeah.
fire.
Yeah.
can we go
Yeah.
a step back?
Oh yeah, go.
Because I think
Yes,
we
go.
moved on too quickly.
Okay.
Okay.
When Yanqing Sui Yuan runs into Yanzheng and
Yeah.
he says,
Yes.
I kissed her, I
Yes.
touched her,
He's
whatever.
riling him up.
Like he's riling him up,
Yeah.
and you see Yanzheng like just slowly lose his mind
Yeah, he sees red.
Mhm.
and shoots the arrow.
Mhm.
And this guy is jumping off the cliff like, what you gonna do? I'm gone. And Yanjing just jumps on this human and shoots the arrow down. Oh, that scene. One, I was like, this guy got guts because why are you intentionally instigating someone? Like you don't need to do this. But he's very much that's what I mean. But he's a kid. He's like, I don't care. I'm gonna say whatever I want.
Mm.
I got power. And yeah, just to see Yanjeng lose his mind, shoot the arrow, shoot three arrows at the same time, and then
Mhm.
another one, and then run to Cheng Yu and be all vulnerable and be like, I'm okay. Are you okay?
Yes.
I just couldn't.
Yeah.
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 I just wanted to throw
That
that in.
No,
scene.
I love that scene too.
Yeah. That scene's so good.
Committing
yeah.
violence for me, little old me.
And then we
But
have
speaking of violence, so going back to the pole that falls in front of
yeah, so
Chengyu.
apparently, like, this
The
is a
bird.
detail that people might have missed it. The bird tipped the pole over, and that's
Yeah.
how he then knows that she's in danger because the bird's been
bird's all
injured
burnt
on the
up.
wing.
Yeah.
And he knows that the bird is supposed to be around her. So if he's injured, he knows something has happened to her. So that's why he comes to find her.
Yeah.
So
I didn't
that
realize the
whole
bird was pushing poles down. I thought that was
yeah.
that was not
So,
immediately
but
apparent.
that scene where she's just flying through the fire, takes
Oh my
down these
gosh.
people,
Yes.
hops onto the horse and just
No.
slash across.
Yes.
Oh, I was like, oh my god, I have the biggest crush on her. Is she
Yeah.
killing people? Yes, but also why is she so cool?
She's so cool.
That's
Yeah.
when she entered God status for me because
Oh my god, Jess.
her first killing, she was shaking. She was like,
Yeah.
this is not who I am.
Yeah,
And then
having
all of a
nightmares.
sudden, she
Yeah.
had a
Turned it on.
reason.
Mhm.
And the way she just got on the horse and then slices this guy's neck and the camera work.
Mhm.
First, it was from like a 45-degree angle, and you see her eyes just go dead. And then it comes dead center. And I was like, yes, give me more of that. Give me 10 more. Because,
Yeah, she went full
that
tilt. It was awesome.
it was
so
awesome.
good. It's so good. It's so good. And then in episode 18 is so packed because obviously the bird does go back to him, and the way he just gives this bird
Mm.
the blue ribbon which connects them
He
in
said,
every single
"Find her,"
situation.
and the bird was like,
and find her.
"Say less."
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
off
the
it
bird's
went.
like, I got you. I got
Yeah.
you. And the shot of this bird flying through the skies with the
Yeah.
blue ribbon on his talons. Oh, yeah, I loved it. I loved it.
Mhm.
And obviously, he loses it when he finds her. Because he's just like the utter fear in his face, I
Oh,
think. Devastating.
yes.
Devastating.
Fear that he's actually going to lose her. Also, funny that she jumps from a cliff and survives. Very Love Like the Galaxy of her. And then I was like, oh, wait. Same
I was-
screenwriter.
Nobody gonna die off being thrown
A
off a
lot
cliff.
of-
In Sea
Yeah.
Drama Land? Nah.
It
Yeah.
did remind me of when the phone rings, and I had a little chuckle.
Oh, when the phone. Well, the thing is, she was fine after she fell. At least this girl was dying of exposure and
This is true.
She
hypothermia
was.
and whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So yeah, so
I
he is
digress.
like gets her entangled off the cliff, and this man has literal tears. Like his whole guard is near him, and
They're
he
so
is like in
confused.
tears because he's
Yeah.
so scared of losing her. And that leads into episode 19 and the Gwasha
Yeah.
scene.
The Gwasha scene,
I
trademarked.
think
The trademarked
I think
Gwasha scene.
yeah. I think if you've watched this drama, even if you haven't, all you have to say is the Gwasha scene and everybody
Oh.
knows.
Yes.
Everybody knows. Oh
Sarah.
my god.
Listen,
Feral
I
for
don't
this scene.
always need tap, tap, tap. Oh my, sometimes just go slowly
scrape.
down my back.
Just scrape my
know-
flesh with a
Yo,
coin.
that was such, I know it's painful. Please, I know it's painful what he's doing.
Yes.
Because a lot of people on TikTok have come out and say that's not romantic.
It's
The way it was
pretty
shot,
harsh. Yeah.
the way it was shot did things for
Mhm.
everybody.
Mhm.
It absolutely
Hence
did.
it becoming a meme. So
Mhm.
yeah.
Mhm.
That's one of my
Yeah.
favorite memes of the whole thing.
Yeah, all the cats
Gwasha.
getting Gwasha.
The cats especially getting Gwasha.
Yeah.
Oh, so
And it just copying the whole sequence of events of like slow-mo of the coin dropping into the water, the warm water, and then
yeah.
yeah, it's great.
I just looked it very quickly up, and it is like a healing technique.
Yeah.
It is it's basically to clean your meridians, your energy paths, and to
That's what she
release
says.
heat
Yeah.
or stagnation from the trauma, and literally like to pull somebody back to life. That is what they're trying
Well, yes,
to
that's
do.
what happens. And that's what the
Yeah.
old blind healer says. She says she's basically hypothermic and we need to scrape her to activate the blood circulation and unblock the meridians is what she tells him. And she's like,
yeah,
where's her?
and
Does she have a husband? Is there like, it's so unfortunate I can't do this myself. I'm blind. There's no women around here. He's like, I'm her husband. I'll do it.
Yeah. Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
I loved how he would always say, I'm her husband, and everyone around him would say, your thing is fake. Like, what are you talking?
Yeah. They're like, fake marriage, fake identity, not a real marriage. And he's like, no.
I'm her husband.
Yeah.
So basically he saves her and she doesn't even know that he saved her
That is
because
a
he
gripe
doesn't
I
take
have.
credit.
That's a gripe I have, is that she doesn't, there's no reconciling of this scene where
In
she
the
says
novel
it
there
was
is.
you. Right. But in the show, there's not. Like there's no scene where she questions how she got the blue hair ribbon back from him.
No.
Was she, because he uses it to tie up her hair when she was dying of exposure, and he's like, your hair is all messed up. So it's like this
You know
scene.
how I excused it? I was like, maybe I don't think she thinks of a life. She really thinks of a life where he's not in it. And she's not aware that she has given this away. Like to me, I'm like, oh, I've always had it. And it could be one of those moments where she's not thinking that actually I threw this at him. I don't have it anymore.
I don't, maybe you're saying she's stupid.
I'm not saying she's stupid. I'm not saying she's stupid, but I'm saying it's so natural for her that she didn't really deep it. Like, how did I get this back?
Yeah, I don't subscribe to that. I think she knew something was up. How did she get this? What's the connection? You know, how did this change hands back to me? And I didn't like that the show didn't circle back on that.
Okay.
I thought that was a missed opportunity. And then I have in my notes, don't ask me why, because he could have told her the truth when he saves her from the cliff again, because she like starts swinging when she gets up, recovers, and she and the blind lady like start swinging and head out of this compound. He saves her from falling off a cliff again.
Yes.
And he's masked. That's it. That's the moment that you can do this right now, or you could do this later, and they don't do it in either place. But in my notes I have, let's see if you know where this is from. He's a silent guardian, a watchful protector, dark knight. Do you know where that's from?
Not Batman.
Because of the mask. And I don't know. I was on something when I wrote that down in here, but I thought I'd share. Yeah, it that was a missed opportunity. But anyway, moving on.
Yeah. So then right after what you've just said, she obviously, I have to point out, because she does go back to Linan, and this is when she sees that everybody's gone. And her acting, oh my God, it was so good. It hit every emotional beat that it needed to hit, and then her utter devastation, and then her relief at finding the survivors, but then she's right back to devastation because this is when she finds out that her sister's gone missing. So it's like this very, very rapid emotional roller coaster that she goes on. And yeah,
the lighting also in that scene that you're talking about, where she's openly grieving all of these people that she knows that they're being hauled off to be buried outside the city, is the lighting is all blue and dreary and cold, and then when she looks up and sees the survivors, the sun comes out. And it's just a beautiful, manifestation of her feelings, of her relief that there's some people that survived this ordeal, and she feels guilty as well because it was all brought on because of her interfering and the pettiness of the second little brother, who was just so violent, too violent if you ask me. Going back really quick to the end of the Gwasha sequence, where he's nursed her back to health. He holds her hand up to his face and he says, Changyu, will you let me take you as my wife? If you stay silent, I'll take that as a yes.
My God.
I had to bring it up. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no notes, 10 out of 10 for that scene. That scene will live rent free in my brain
Yeah.
indefinitely.
Mhm.
That is all. And I think that's where we're going to leave part 1. I think
Ooh,
we've
there's so much
been
left.
yeah, we do. We are in that bit where they change over and the
Mhm.
story kind of kicks in a different direction. So we still have many thoughts to go. So make sure to come back next week for part 2. And yeah, thank you guys so much for joining me in this part 1. And
Thank you for
this has
having
been
us.
Oh my God, I'm so excited to get into part 2.
I know.
I loved part one so much. So,
Me too.
yay. Part two, when the truth comes
Yes.
out.
Oh, girl.
Yes. Oh. So this has been another episode of the Tea and Soju podcast, and we shall catch you in the next one. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.